Made it another year.
You survived.
We made it to 2025. Hooray!
Speak for yourself, Ash.
Oh.
What?
What? Sorry.
What? Like you're starting up with the insults. What you doing?
What do you mean? I didn't start. He said everyone survived. I'm like, speak for yourself.
Yeah,
Ash.
you're like, speak for yourself. It's just like, God damn, why you gotta be so difficult?
Because I'm so fucking sick today. That's why.
I mean, it could be worse.
All right, go on.
You could have been in another part of the country on New Year's Day.
That wouldn't be too bad.
Oh, Mark's even.
Oh my
here.
God!
Yeah.
Surprise guest, Mark.
I was not expecting
Hey.
this is a guest
Your
appearance.
king is here.
Oh my God! Guest appearance by Mark.
Is here.
Mhm.
Jet lag.
I don't see no crown.
I can try and put the PNG. I can try and load it.
Listen here. You didn't even submit your video.
Hell no. I'm gonna put it.
You did not.
I'm gonna. I'll keep
My
track.
only competition didn't submit a video.
It's fair.
It's a shame.
You
Disappointed
don't
in
need.
you. I know how much you spent. I know how much you spent. You're a contender, sir.
Yeah, it kind of skyrocketed toward the end.
Mark, is your mic even? Is it coming through your mic or is it coming from something else?
It's coming from something
I
else.
had a Windows update.
So did I. Believe me, that's the reason why I'm running late.
I think we all had a Windows update.
Windows went through like that 25H whatever the fuck update that took like over an hour to do, and it like my entire computer's been running like shit since.
Yeah.
Loading
no,
everything. I lost my background. It's like it's just gone.
Oh.
It messed up OBS for me.
All right,
So like
there you go.
all my settings are gone. Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
We need a better one. I'm gonna 3D print that.
No.
But I
Best way
figured
to
I'd
get
show
it.
up, even though I'm jet lagged. I was like, I'll show up. I'll address the pores.
Wow.
See how all they're doing. You know,
Right
I
here.
saw the video.
Why? How could you insult them like that?
Yeah.
Damn, Mark.
I'm just saying. Like, I didn't even
You know,
try last year.
I thought that Ash spent more money than he actually did.
Right?
So I was actually highly disappointed by his number.
Yeah, I
Gonna
thought
be the top
I was
three.
like, I seen the video. I thought it was easily top 3, and then I was like,
Go
I gotta check
sleep,
the currency
really?
exchange.
Go sleep.
See, I saw them Aussie numbers, and I was like, all right, let's see that conversion rate. And then when you hit that conversion, I was like, God damn, y'all's dollars suck. That's almost like a 2-to-1 ratio. That was terrible.
Mhm.
So
Hey, don't insult.
it's fine.
It
It's
happens.
all right. I spent over 3K. I was like, oh.
Oh my God, Zio, that is so horrible. I feel bad for you.
Oh yeah, sure.
Yeah, I feel terrible for you, Zio. I'm sorry.
You know, Claudia, even though you didn't submit it,
Don't you dare say that fucking number. Let's see.
well, Mark knows it. Mark, you just go ahead and shell out the dirty deets on Cloudy's number.
Don't
I'm gonna say what
anything.
the number begins with. Begins with a 5.
No, that was the last time you saw.
How-
Wait, you bought more since then?
Oh, a lot more than
How many
that.
more, sir?
Sir.
How many digits?
Sir, the maintenance on your bubble is too expensive for you to be spending money.
Oh, okay. So the new number begins with an 8.
Should have made a video. I would have proudly been in second place. Like,
I was gonna put it on Google Docs. It's like make a spreadsheet.
See, you could have done that. You could have done that.
yeah.
You could have had the list just behind you on your VTuber model. It would have been better than what Arson submitted because he just submitted a list that he didn't even go through in order.
I was thinking like if I ever do it, I'm gonna just like make a slideshow with like the VTuber model, and I just like go through like each individual purchase and like why. Because trust me, there was this year some purchases that was like, you got 5 of these? Why? And I'm like, well, if your brain worked like me, then maybe you would too.
Well,
you mean
two holes,
Oja
2
Calibers?
hands.
What?
Memorial Oja Calibers? You got all 5 just for each of the Sentai? Is that
5?
what you...
Zero?
I know for a fact that you did that. I know for a fact that you did that.
Me get 5 Oja Calibers.
No, because of course you got the Memorial Oja Caliber 0 coming in this year. So they'll throw in Rusty 6th. And I know you got the Kumino Slayer coming in as well.
So Ash, how was your holidays?
It was good. I slept
That
and
was
played
not a
Marvel
smooth
Rivals a lot.
That was a terrible fucking
That was
transition.
that. No, don't make this about Ash right now. Cloudy.
Did you get a Garo Ken for every Garo?
No, but I got enough.
He did get
Garo
2 though.
Yeah, 2, just 2.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Fun fact: I'm Cloudy's accountant.
If it's a sword, he's gonna have multiples.
Okay,
And
so
usually,
can we just say
at
if it's
the
a
bare
weapon,
minimum,
90% of the time I'm going to get it. Like,
yeah, but and that's the thing. It's like I know for a fact that when you get a collector sword, you're gonna buy 2, one to keep in the box and one to actually have on display.
Okay, so maybe
With
I
his
may have
fake background that we can't see.
Okay,
Yep.
so maybe I went a little overboard with the toys this year. Maybe I didn't need 2 D-Sword Vegas, but maybe I did.
How many Fizages did you get?
More than you have.
I mean, that's,
Okay,
I
one.
didn't even get one.
Exactly. That's all they need to know.
Okay. All right.
So everyone,
As
this
you
is
can
where
see,
Cloudy
I'm dying.
lives. He has a lot of
don't-
toys you could take. No.
Don't dox me.
We got to hit that
Oh.
upstate.
I just moved apartments.
I know.
I needed more space.
If only you could afford a new lung or something. God, what's wrong
I
with
can't. I told you I was sick. Ash said you all lived, and I'm like, Ash, that is not entirely true.
Hey, I didn't know you were sick until now.
you? He's always sick.
Yeah.
It actually sucks. I am very much sick almost all the time.
His sickness just flares up from time to time. It's kind of like the herp.
There's
I don't
no
have
cure.
the
You
hurt.
could only suppress it.
I mean, to be fair, Mark is correct. There's technically no cure for what I've got.
If if Cloudy had a Gochizo, it would be like based off of the Mucinex little snot thing.
Mucinex. Are you insane? Mucinex does nothing. I use Vero.
He has a penicillin Gochizo.
No, it would be Vero Gochizo and Advil Premium.
Premium.
Yeah.
Ooh. All right. That's
Anyway, moving.
sounds like
Let's get this conversation off of me and my living styles.
Okay. Did
Sure.
you place any recent pre-orders?
Yes. I mean, what?
What did you get? I need suggestions.
Maybe that's like an after stream conversation, bud. Dude.
It's a new year,
No.
new countdown.
You know,
New
we don't
bank
have to
account.
talk about
New credit.
the
line.
Oja Caliber Zeros.
I mean,
Or anything related to
I'm
Kiva.
getting one of those. I know you're gonna get at
Yeah.
least like one for every user that wielded it, so that's at least 4.
No, Zeo, that's ridiculous. I would never do such a thing.
Because
Yeah, he's getting
Gira
3.
wielded it, Raculus's dad, their ancestor. See, look, that's 4 users. That means you
Yes.
got to get 4 of them.
No, I don't.
Yeah.
2 at most.
And the thing is, it's like that cough, you can perfectly reenact their dad because he had like, the tuberculosis. He was out there with the with the bloods and all that stuff. He got the
As someone, Listen, I
think it's more of
identify with that man
emphysema.
a little bit.
Well,
Tubercular bronchiolitis.
yes, we'll create a whole new disease for you.
Thank
You got that avian flu that's mutating?
Avian flu. What the fuck?
Yeah, that new strain.
I don't go outside enough to
There's a patient 0 right now, and for all we know, it could have been you.
It's not me. I don't go out enough for that kind of.
The coughing's not helping.
I said move on. I wanted to mute.
You're triggering his cough. It flares up when Zio asks questions.
It flares up in jet.
So I guess in real sickness news, because Cloudy doesn't count.
What do you mean it doesn't count?
Because you're fine. You're here.
Yeah. About time.
Sadly, my dog is actually stuck in the dog hospital right now, the animal hospital.
Oh
no.
Yep. She apparently ate some bad stuff. She was throwing up all of New Year's Day. Yesterday, it got so bad that I had to take her to the vet. They had to leave her overnight, and then I got a call this morning that they're going to have to keep her the entire weekend on IV and all that stuff. So
dehydration and all that other stuff from...
Yeah. Yep, and she's not eating or anything like that. So it's gonna be a little rough patch we got going on. So
are you guys okay to visit her from the whole week? Or?
Well, the thing is, it's like I don't think that particular veterinary office is open fully like during the weekends. So it's crazy. But yeah, it's gonna cost a fortune. They literally went up from like 500 and some change to like 1,200 and some change.
I would like to say that because dogs usually don't do well without
pet insurance
around. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I mentioned that too.
Now I'm definitely gonna have to invest in something like that. But that's
I got the insurance for my cats because them shits are expensive to take care
It's true, especially if you have like an exotic animal, like a ferret or anything like that.
It's like all the time she accidentally ate some chocolate cookies. Nothing. Now I don't know what's going on.
Wait, chocolate cookies? Oh.
Not in the past. In the past, yeah. Like getting into like my son's Oreos or something like that.
Gotcha.
Me, I don't eat chocolate like that, so
yeah. I mean, you only like fuck with the dark kind, right?
Yep. You got to keep that thing dark chocolate. Need that like 78+% cacao.
Ooh. Nice.
So yes. Outside of that, obviously, it's been. 2 weeks we had our Toku debt. Obviously, we discussed that a little bit over here. Hooray, money was spent. Some people spent more money than others. Surprised that we the real winner was someone that didn't even break $100 in there.
Oh yeah, that's right. I heard about that. What was it like? $83 or 50 something bucks?
It was like $56. It was ridiculous.
Bro, I'm already at 850 right now. So for 2025. So like, I don't even wanna.
Yo, gotta step your game up for those videos. Like some of you guys were like a fucking back alley just dealing out Toku toys, just like
Bard Box out there. Like I don't know what was going on. That background was ridiculous. Listen, with all the special effects and shit that I did for my portion of it, I still kept mine roughly 2 minutes long. And then some people just can't keep it like man.
See, even I improved this year.
Yeah, exactly. Half of your video was just face.
Yeah. Don't make me laugh.
I wasn't doing shit. I was like, I have no budget for any special. Like, I was so sad. I was like, boom, get the video out. That's what you get. Like, nope.
If I've got to work on like budget, I've got to start my video now.
And given like effects and stuff like that, like right now, Toku Awards is like crushing me in terms of like the effects that I'm putting into like making it look more professional. Like every year I try stepping up my game when it comes to making it look a little bit more professional than last year's. So like the nominees presentation portion of it, I'm just like, why am I doing this to myself? Why am I putting this much effort on a video that's barely going to break 1K?
So screw
like
weekly,
lifetime
videos. They're definitely not coming in.
What?
No weekly videos on the Sentai or Rider coming in next week?
Well, the thing is, it's just like I'll be filming the full Toku Awards tomorrow, then editing, and I'm shooting for a Sunday release of that.
Okay.
because now that I've gotten the majority of the nominees, visuals, and all that stuff edited together, which just the nominees, just going through all the nominees for like 33 fucking awards is 14 minutes long.
Oh, okay.
Just the nominees themselves, the footage of them, and that's them in like 3-second portions for each nominee, and that's it.
Yep.
And I'm just like, yeah, this is gonna be an actual award show.
Not including like the script and all the effects and all the personas.
Not including the script. That's literally just from, if you just count all the portions of it swapping over to all the nominees for each category, that is 14 minutes in length. Just that portion in itself.
Okay.
So of course that's going to be spread between the different portions of the video itself. I thought of a really funny opening bit in my mind last night when I was going to bed. So when I woke up this morning, actually I could barely go to sleep because it was like living rent free in my mind. And I was like, I gotta put this down to paper. So as soon as I woke up this morning, that was the first thing I like scripted out. I was like, I gotta do this while it's fresh in my brain. Then I thought of another thing. And I was like, look, I haven't shaved my face in like 2 days, so I'm gonna just keep the scruffle a little bit just for this portion that I need to film first before everything else.
Just like when Tears of the Kingdom came out.
Yes, yeah, exactly. But yes, Toku Awards will be coming soon. Definitely some surprises, some not surprises. Those that were hoping for a complete Gavu sweep, prepare to get disappointed on some shit.
Who the fuck thought Gavu would sweep shit other than
a lot of people?
Glota, I was like, any Glota nominee, I'm like, give it to her. And then I was like, no, there was films and Sononi came back. I'm like, this is not fair. This is...
To be fair, that isn't Sononi. That is the other yellow Deca.
Listen, there's been a
10,
lot of good waifus.
The other Deca Pink, sorry, my bad.
There's
two different characters
last year.
Two different characters.
Two completely different characters.
Distinct different characters.
Yeah.
A certain part of my body doesn't care if they're different characters. It just
a certain part of my body needs that photo book.
Well, I will say that out of the nominees for best waifu, only one has a good photo book.
Okay.
I have one of those photo books. I read the articles. That's why I got it.
Okay. So at this point in the video, I would like to ask for donations for a new lung, please.
No. I
mean,
I need donations for my dog. What are you?
I can 3D print you one.
Chat, give me a
3D print
you
one.
lung.
I'll 3D print one right now.
You know what's funny? They do organic body part 3D printing, or at least like some of it, like because they have some materials that are like similar enough to flesh that your body would actually recognize it as normal like skin and stuff like that. So.
See, now if only Christopher Reeve was around to like see this come to play. Which, if you haven't seen Superman, it's available on Max now. So good.
Yeah,
I saw it in theaters. Yeah. I saw it in theaters because I was like, I gotta. Also, go watch Superman and Lois now that the show is over. In case anyone
Speaking of theaters, watch the new Sonic movie. It's really good.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it is. I've seen it twice, and Nosferatu.
That's what I've seen as well.
It is.
I haven't seen Nosferatu yet.
I'm not going to spoil anything. Just be prepared to see some male anatomy.
Yep. I know what you're talking about.
And I was there and I was like,
"Yep."
I was literally like, I was in the theater at a set, and I was like, "That's a penis," and I thought it was an intrusive thought, and I said it out loud. A tense scene, and everyone just started laughing.
Oh my god!
I'm like, oh shit! I didn't mean to say it out loud.
Oh my god! I will say this though. It's like. It is basically like the original Nosferatu, so a lot of people will go into it thinking one thing, but it's definitely another. It's definitely like it's a slow like build up to it. You know what I mean?
And pre-order the Blu-ray. Director's cut that's over 3 hours long will be on the Blu-ray.
Mm-hmm. Real quick, James spinning out facts out here. Maito Fujioka earned his stripes. Give this man his own writer series. I completely agree. Once again, this is going towards Wingman. Wingman, the tokusatsu that no one's watching but needs to watch.
I'm watching it.
Agreed.
Because
did you watch Star Ray yet? No, whatever that one, the Armor Hero Star Ray.
I have not. Nah,
On Saturday.
I was gonna save it for this weekend.
It's a thing.
Ah, okay.
Is it true that the episodes are only like 10 minutes long?
Like 12 to 15. So they were supposed to be like almost 30 minutes. But then to extend the series out, they cut all the episodes in half.
Is that including opening and ending or no?
They added endings and openings to them. So they cut
Yeah,
them in half and added an ending.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Is that 12 minutes like including opening and ending, or
It's like 15. It's like 15 with everything included.
Oh, okay, so yeah, so 2 minutes. So it is like 12 and a half minutes probably.
Yeah.
That's disgusting. Yeah. Well, I guess we're watching 2 episodes a night.
It sickens me.
I mean,
We are
you
not talking
sick-
about Giga Toku shows. I will gladly talk about Giga Toku shows, but that's not what we're talking about right now.
Oh,
I mean, that is one of the nominees for you know,
It is?
looking forward to
Mhm.
2025 release because Waku Saber SP comes out this
Yep.
year.
Can't
Oh,
wait for that
I
movie.
remember Mark was talking about Waku Saber.
Yep.
Oh.
I can't wait to show the footage and it's just gonna be completely mosaic
Blurred. It's
the
strange.
entire time.
It's like, God damn! If only you guys could see this.
It's only God. Whoa!
No,
Whoa.
you can use the YouTube episodes. Those are child friendly.
No,
No,
for
no.
comedic effect, it's gonna be blurred. It's
It's got to be.
It's got to be mosaic filter.
Giga will hit you with a claim because that's what they did. That my Giga video is not
Oh,
live
God.
because they kept hitting it.
It'll be
Okay.
So much
hilarious. on
research
that.
in that. I put so much research. I hurt my wrist like 2 times making that video
Ah, damn. Interesting.
from editing and clicking on the mouse.
Yeah. What else?
I was
would
about
you
to say
do?
left and right.
That old tennis elbow and rotator cuff injury was coming back.
Listen, sometimes when the right hand gets tired, you gotta lose the left.
Yeah.
You don't
Sometimes you gotta
don't
sit on
understand.
it for a little bit so it gets numb.
You
Get
don't
that
understand. I
strange work
watched
going.
every series Giga made. I watched and the movies. I watched everything. Extensive research. I've never put that much effort into a video in my life, and I never will again. I was sweaty. Told my wife I was watching Cops. Like I was just like, I don't know what's going on. I don't know. She's like, what are you watching over there?
So the plot was good.
Oh, good plot. Really good.
Better
plot.
than Gotchard?
Oh, definitely. Their OP is better than that fucking show. Like, I have nothing good to say about Gotchard.
And Gene again out here. God, just bringing in the New Year's. Let me let's get another Garo series. That 20th anniversary demands it, which, yes, God, it is
Yeah.
the 20th anniversary of Garo now.
We're
Yeah, I
screwed,
remember.
Cloudy.
We gotta
They're
get
gonna
something.
be- I heard they're releasing a lot of merch.
Are they releasing full suits? If that's the case, I'm dead.
I'd buy one.
Look, if I can get Koga's jacket, I just want that jacket.
I want that jacket too. I want both
I
of.
will
I want
too. I want-
Koga's and the what's his name? I keep forgetting his name.
Ray?
Right.
Zero?
Yeah.
Both really good.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, that reminds me. I gotta ask a quick question because before we jump into the Toku of it, you know what I mean? So, guys, I was talking to some friends on Discord, and we were just discussing like what like person who sings intros, like would you say has like most of your life intros they've just been ever present in like that stuff. So it's like for me, it's like Hironobu Kawayama because of all the Dragon Ball and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, what would you guys say is like that figure for you guys? Oh, and Getter.
I mean, technically, it would be the majority of Jam Project members in general. Like, these guys personified mecha anime, and that was my big thing when I was a kid. Then, of course, I transitioned to a lot of Toku stuff, only to find out they did Toku shit too! So, it's like, then all the Super Robot Wars that I played as a kid and growing up. So there's like a lot of Jam Project tracks just out there. Ichiro Mizuki, Hironobu Kageyama. You got Masaki Endo, Super Robot Wars character, OG named after him.
You've probably jammed out the Heats before, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Speaking of Zio, since you might not know this, Bandai is actually releasing a whole bunch of Super Robot Warriors merch this year. Yeah, through their
Depends
candy
on the
toy
merch.
lineup. Through their candy toy lineup. So like the robots are going to be the model, the mini plot style. So you make the model kits and they'll be this big.
Mm.
And it's all.
The thing is, they
Super
were
Robot
already in the model kit line. The thing is, like,
well,
they used to go with Kotobukiya back in the day, which were hot shit, and I have several of those kits that aren't that posable nowadays. and then later on transition to getting some Bandai up in there.
But the good thing is, from a candy toy standpoint, they're only going to be like $7 or $8 each. And they said they're releasing a lot of stuff that was never released before, that were like either exclusive to the games or just never felt like releasing. And I was like, screw you, Bandai. I'll buy them.
Also, Blaze Hopper, I will just say that Red Lady got robbed in Wife of that long list. She was actually near the bottom.
Ooh.
Which is exactly how people want to. Yep.
Yeah. No. Listen, there's a lot of good quality in those that category. That was a tough category. Even I was sitting there like, I got to think about this. So I was like, I had to do some more research. A lot of tabs open incognito, and I was like,
Mark, why are your hands below the screen?
I'm folding my arms like this. Thank you very much, sir. We're
okay.
Listen,
Sorry, you said
model. Listen,
I mean, that's how I
boy.
played Switch and the Wii. You know, with the Wii remote and nunchucks was like this the entire time.
Sure.
Or
I'm just saying. So you were thinking about that category, and you were just like your hands were just like that. Okay.
I wasn't even thinking about the category right now. I'm talking about when I was researching who I was going to vote for. I had to make sure I had a rational, educated decision. 4 hours later, I made my choice.
Excellent. Damn, 4 hours? Did you at least drink some orange juice in that time?
I can't have citric acid, but I have water.
Damn. Okay. Fair.
And Celsius.
Oh God, I actually quit Celsius for the new year.
That stamina.
I can't.
I use the powder. I don't do the cans. I use the powder for
Celsius. Is
just
bad for you.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, they come in the little tubes. I'm just like, good, let's go.
Yep.
Berry flavor doesn't burn as much.
All right, so getting on to some of the topics that we got for tonight. I figured since Ash might have to dip out early, since he told me earlier.
Possibly. Yeah, possibly.
I've been seeing across my feeds. Now, I haven't done any research on this, but what is the word on this Power Rangers reboot once again happening?
Okay, so this broke Christmas Day. According to certain sources, Paramount is possibly going to be working on a Power Rangers film that will be dropping in 2027. And apparently Paramount, what are you doing that hand motion for, Mark?
Because it's bullshit, but I'll let you continue.
That's okay. But apparently from what's been heard is that Paramount will get the media rights for Power Rangers. So they'll own the movies and the TV show and stuff like that because Hasbro needs money.
Wow.
Yeah.
Except the sources never name their sources, and they just have a blue X check mark, which means they get monetization for what they say, and they say the same shit every 3 months because they're inspiring journalists instead of people who have credentials still, who go ahead and send emails just out of curiosity, and they find out, Hasbro shopping around, but no decisions were made. It's the same thing everyone says every 3 to 6 months, but with a different studio behind it that's not Hasbro. Until something is said, probably at a Comic-Con. I don't care about people who just it was the end of the month, near the end of the year, they needed that Twitter revenue real quick. Everyone's thirsty for Power Rangers stuff. I'm like, listen, the IP's dead. Don't care about it. Like,
okay.
It's one of those things where it's like it's the same rumors over and over again, just with different studios put in. It's like, oh, it's E1. No, now it's Paramount. I was like, okay, next it'll be Warner Brothers. Until something is officially said, because I've seen
Ash, how much credibility do you give into the rumors? If you were to throw your hat in the ring in terms of this, because this, from the sounds of it, yes, this does sound like the typical reboot rumor that we keep hearing every now and then, and it's just like by now, Hasbro should realize that no one wants a fucking reboot.
Yeah. Like I'm 60-40. Like I'm on the fence that I'm excited. I'm curious to see what Paramount can do because like Sonic's been doing well for them and stuff like that. So they can make good stuff and they listen to the fans. And Whistle's been quiet because he did Karate Kid and then apparently he said nothing about Power Rangers. But yeah, I'll like fully believe it when I see it, but it gives me something to talk about and it's like curious. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, I do know that y'all that mostly cover Power Rangers specifically on your channels. That's been like the clutch go-to story for like the last couple weeks has been that.
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
I've been
yeah.
seeing you, a couple other people pop up in my feed talking about it. I'm like, this again? Okay,
Yeah.
I'm not
Mhm.
like I would rather see. I'd be more excited just to see wholly original like Power Rangers project in the works, not based off of Zoo Ranger, MMPR, anything like that. They just want to go something completely new, original, and
Mhm.
just here you go. This is it. This is what we're gonna do. That kind of shit would probably get me a little bit more excited, or just announce that they want to do a proper video game franchise.
Hmm.
And
Give
not
me
Okay
a
with the
mono-
animated. I'm okay with the animated series, honestly. From a budgeting standpoint, like that's your best return on investment right now.
or an
Because
animated film. Just new.
yeah, animated
But-
film, animated series doesn't matter. Like it's easy to do.
Give me a monocolored team live. I'll take it. I don't care.
But the
You
thing
know
is,
what I mean?
it's just like thinking about it from a marketing perspective, because this is the same issue that like even Bandai and Toei run into in terms of trying to appeal Super Sentai towards a younger audience. They're like, how do we get this audience if this medium's not working? Well, then shift to a medium that all the kids are migrating to or have migrated to, and that's video games. Like you don't even have to have the graphics to be fantastic. You just got to make the gameplay loop fun, and that's it. Because even when they like shout out Reader's Rewind out of their ass, they were still pretty much working from Super Nintendo assets of like the original Mighty Morphin Power Rangers video game from back in the day. So it was only really geared to appeal towards us that were playing these games when we were kids, but not towards the younger demographic.
Mhm.
That game
So
was so bad. That game was so bad. Readers
They
Rewind.
patched it, but they patched it.
no,
But I feel like they needed a day one hit, and because they couldn't get
Yeah.
it like online and stuff like that.
look, I
I
just
had no
found it.
issue with it day
Right.
one though. I had no issue with it day one for the difficulty. It just reminds me of old school like NES and arcade games. Oh, game
Yeah,
over.
yeah.
Oh, I can't continue. Start over. But like just from the game itself, I was like, all right, this is a horrible price point. This is the
Mhm.
worst price point. I'm mad. This should be like at most $18. Like this is not a $35 video game.
And it
Hell, I
didn't
tried to
do
get my
it.
nephew. No, I tried to get my 4-tailed nephew into Power Rangers when I was visiting. I was like, hey, you want to do the Power Rangers? And I showed him the game he was playing. He's like, I was all right. And then I showed him some stuff. He's like, I don't want to watch any of this shit. And I'm like, hey, don't say shit. He's like, okay. And then he's like, well, he's like, I don't know. He's like, I want to watch Godzilla again. I'm like, all right, cool. Like, which one do you want to watch? He's like, -1. I'm like, all right, even better. Because
Look, not to continue dick riding the Marvel Rivals train, but if they do like a hero brawler that's free to play, like Marvel Rivals, that's set in the Power Rangers
Yo,
universe,
you're not sponsored. You're not sponsored.
it would just be so.
it wouldn't.
If they do it right.
What's that Warner Brothers one that they multiverses? If they did a Power Ranger like
Oh.
app, like a Smash Brothers style one, I could see that working.
Multiverses, yeah.
I couldn't see a Marvel Rivals or Overwatch style because each season they kind of all have like similar weapons. But I think like a actual arena brawler would work a lot better.
But, well, the thing is, just like don't include like full teams or anything like that. Obviously,
I mean,
like
they could
you
just
wanna
do
throw-
the.
you want to throw in
We're
Key
gonna get the
Rangers
Green
from set
Ranger.
seasons. You want to
mean-
throw in like some additional members, like a Ninja or something like that. That's outside of the ordinary. You want to throw in your villains and your generals just to spice things up, obviously, because they're going to have some diversity on there.
I mean,
The first
I'm
part
pretty
they
sure
do is
Ash.
PPP.
Oh, pretty sure Ash would speak upon this, but there's a fighting game involving the Rangers and Power Rangers like stuff that I feel like if they put more work into and like maybe move to the console would be pretty.
Yeah,
good.
but once again, that's
And-
that's set to appeal to like the fighting game community, which once again, like that's a hard market to really tap into, especially when you have to pay outright for your game. If you want somebody to jump into this franchise that right now is pretty dead, you got to go with a free to play model.
And if you mean
Yeah,
Legacy Wars, that game's like riddled with like pay the win.
No,
that game is
talking about,
No.
like Battle for the Grid.
Battle for the Grid's been
yeah.
dead. That's been in the grave for like 2 years.
No, I know,
Anyway,
but I mean, like,
yeah.
give that like a higher quality version like that for a console. Make the game free, but like have skins be your paid like transaction with like a battle pass system. Like,
if we had
They did that with
someone
DOA
like,
5.
yeah, if
That
we
was
had someone like
bad.
Maximilian Dude who did what he did for like Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite,
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like,
that'd be cool.
Yeah, but he had
I
a
don't know.
deep love and passion for that. I doubt he gives a fuck about what Power Rangers.
Yeah, like,
no, that guy cares about Tekken more than Tekken, like Street Fighter.
No, if
Fatal
it was just
Fury.
like, hey, we want to bring back Tatsunoko versus Capcom, but throw in some Power Rangers in that bitch, then he'd probably give a fuck. But no.
No, like I'm not saying he has to care, but I kind of said I would kind of wish we had fans on that same dedicated base
Yeah,
that could do
like
that.
a diehard
that's the
fan
thing.
who would make those things.
If you're gonna go with fighting game community, you gotta appeal to those type of influencers and that type of shit. But if you go with a free to play model that might actually work out in a different light, that the point of entry is pretty easy for people to just jump in and see, then hey, it could work out.
To be fair, like his assist me like videos are probably what like made that franchise survive after the third one.
Or look, if they do it, and it's pretty much just a giant mecha battle, like arena fight, like that would be great. Is space or big open fields.
What about what do you call it? Freaking.
If you do it in a city, there better be terrain damage. I want to blow up those buildings. I want to see the casualties.
We could do. What about battle royale?
Keep casualties low. It's like who didn't get a lot of casualties in here?
Because I think
Gene, once again.
What's this?
Oh shit! Wrong button. Did you all know Japanese Toku fans have been dogging Cosmic Fury more recently? Those suits have not aged well. They weren't good to begin with.
What do you mean aged well? They never started out well.
They started off bad.
Remember, they made the suits to be toyetic so they can save money on making action figures.
And they never made those action figures.
Yeah,
those are good action figures.
I went to my Ollie's just to see if I could find some of those on discount, and I just keep running into Zero Ranger like 2 all the time, and that's it.
They're on
the weird face.
They're not on.
Oh, that reminds me. For those of you guys voting for the insert henshin jingles or whatever the heck, that
the vote's already done. Like I've already closed voting.
No, I'm just curious. Like that, because that theme you've played it so many times with them. How many of them do you think actually know that's the Deca Ranger? You know,
I don't know how many actually thought that didn't know that that's Premier Deca Reds.
Yeah,
like Henshin Jingle.
I'm just curious because I feel like
it was my pick. It was my personal pick.
I mean, it was my personal pick only because the other one sucked.
Really? You don't like Hyper Fumetsu?
No.
Even though you were just dick riding Hironobu Kageyama?
Yes. I like Hironobu Kageyama. Doesn't mean I like everything he's done.
I'll tell him that.
Go for it. Do it.
No.
You know, well, I tell Takahashi as well. Tell him my regards.
There's a man in an iron lung that says you suck dick.
Meanwhile, I'm at the hospital.
He's like, well, look what I can do. And he goes outside and touches the ground.
Yep.
He's like, do that in your bubble.
He's like, well, I was going to give you this CSM Zaruba ring with voice activated line, but no, not anymore. Snaps it right in your face.
Who cares?
And then just throws it into a furnace.
I'll pay someone to make one.
Throws it into Mount Fuji itself just for dramatic effect.
I would actually want to see that. That sounds actually pretty cool.
Yeah.
So.
Hey, listen, I love Hironobu Kageyama.
But yeah, the Power Ranger stuff.
I have to like everything.
The IP needs to die for Power Rangers from the standpoint of just like give us nothing for a long while. Like nothing.
Give us
like,
not MMBR.
The comics are the comics. The comics are very isolated on their own thing, so that's kind of boom stuff. But like, there's been tabletop games. There's now been another video game that obviously isn't working. Like, just nothing at all. Because I'm looking at Toku stuff, and everyone's like, "Oh, they could go adapt these other." It's like, look what Subaru is doing with Ultraman. I wish Toei would just be like, "Hey, guess what? Here's some official licensed subbed Super Sentai, and just air it out here." Because we don't like when you look at IPs and stuff that started in the 90s and what's still around. Like when you have the nostalgia goggles off, like Street Sharks is great, Biker Mice from Mars, all this other stuff, but like in reboot. But then you go back and watch them, it's like, would those franchises really need to? Not every franchise needs to be 30 years and keep going on forever. You can have a franchise just stop.
Yeah.
You can have
They
IP just end. It happens all the time. So it's like, do we need Power Rangers anymore?
I guess that depends on who you ask, honestly. Because there are probably some
Yeah.
diehard Power Rangers fans who are going to be like, yeah, of course we need Power
Yeah.
Rangers, yada, yada, yada. But then you have some people that's like, well, do we need Power Rangers when the only thing they really do is dick ride MMPR all the time?
Well, see, from the standpoint of like Power Rangers in pop culture, like it was in the early 90s.
Yeah.
But look how long it was before we got anything Sonic, and Sonic is like blowing up in theaters. And Hasbro bringing back G.I. Joe. Transformers 1 was amazing, and now we're getting a G.I. Joe Transformers crossover, which is why I kind of don't think Paramount's going to do anything with Power Rangers, because they're putting everything into this new G.I. Joe live action shared universe with Transformers. That's going to be a lot of money and a lot of time, and they're going to put their best teams on it. So I'd rather, honestly, them focus on that stuff than to spread themselves out. Be like, do Power Rangers? No.
To be fair, those things had other things going for them. Like, I'm pretty sure the amount of like TV shows for like G.I. Joe and like what was it, Transformers, they were still going on for like not too long ago, and then
not G.I. Joe though, not as much, because they stopped after they did the Sigma armor time frame, and then there was like big gaps even with their comics. Like Transformers, there would be gaps, but they always had the IDW comics and Dark Horse stuff. But G.I. Joe
always had its video games.
They didn't have a lot. I mean? Yeah, but from a gaming is like its own separate entity though. So like we haven't had a Sonic cartoon. We'd have them every once in a while, but it's like Power Rangers.
We had Sonic Boom not too long ago.
Yeah, Sonic Prime.
I forgot
Sonic
about that.
Prime as well.
Yeah.
Well, but there's not as free. It's not ever. It's not annual. Like Power Rangers was.
It's not every year.
The thing that I kind of wished had happened was kind of like how a lot of our generation got inspired by anime. So as they grew up, they got involved in like the animation industry and stuff like that. I wish there were some people that actually like that grew up on Power Rangers and wanted to be like, hey, why aren't we making our own original, like, that kind of show in the US? Like we could have had our own like American Toku boom had, someone just decided to throw their hat in the ring as opposed to trying to rely on the pre-existing Japanese shows like Power Rangers did. But that way we wouldn't have been so self-reliant on technically the monolith that lived and died by Power Rangers.
To be fair, I mean, it's like, I feel like with like doing their own like Toku IP thing in like the US, like it's just like a superhero show essentially. It would just have to be like,
Well, the thing is, like, yes, essentially the things that we got with like the Arrowverse and stuff like that would be pretty much American Toku. But the thing is, like, since it's based off of like those pre-existing DC properties, people see them slightly in a different light, even though it's technically the same shit. It's just whether or not people decide to make their own original stuff, and that's where I'm like, I don't know if we're just hitting in a period in which a lot of folks are just unoriginal and are just copy pasting what they see as opposed to actually coming up with new ideas or new concepts or anything like that. But yeah, it's like that's a shame that we didn't go into that.
I agree, because it's like I would like to see like an American like take, or like some dude's own take on like an Armor Hero show, or like anything like that. You know what I mean?
Because even then, when we see a lot of people that are like in the community and they want to do their own Toku, they end up just adapting a season of Sentai that hasn't been brought over by Power Rangers. And then it's just like, hey, we're just going to show this footage and then we're going to like put our own overlay on here. And that's our nice little fan project. And it's just like, no, that's not what I want. I want to see someone actually try.
Wow. Taking shots.
Well, that's how it's been. Wrong. It's like the only time in which I seen something that was like somewhat original was back in the day with France 5.
No, I got you.
I mean, Unworthy does some pretty good original stuff.
I mean, true. Like, so good.
But the thing is, like, I do feel that taking like the hard, edgy approach is not the right approach. I'm talking about like coming in from a place of like, we can cater this towards like kids and stuff like that. Make it toyetic like Sentai and Kamen Rider is as well. Like, don't just think about it from like the perspective of we got to be hard and edgy, because I feel like that's the perspective Power Rangers keeps trying to go at in terms of the comic book line, and how do we appeal to our Western demographic is by being edgy.
I think Ash is right though. I feel like generally speaking, the thing that they need or the thing that they lack is like general passion for it. Because like if you want to like make something like that successful, you could just capture the essence of what those shows like mean and represent, and then do your own take on that, like to appeal to a Western audience. Like they don't have to be edgy for the sake of being edgy. Like a lot of like some of the original Rider series, they started out pretty lighthearted. There are lighthearted episodes in OG Rider, especially. Not every episode had like someone's guts flying out. Granted, there were a lot of episodes where children died, but
you
that's
got to
neither here
build
nor
up
there.
to the guts flying.
Exactly.
Yeah,
What
but
I'm
a lot of the
saying is-
original stuff is people are doing it edgy to get people to talk about it. It's intentionally edgy, just for the attention of it, not like it's all thematically. Like a lot of stuff I watch that's like people doing their own version of Power Ranger stuff. I'm like, why is this so dark? Why is this so like? It's done on purpose, and it's like, listen, you're trying to make it mature because the people who grew up are now older. That doesn't mean it has to be mature like that. You can make a show like Power Rangers that could be for kids, toyetic, but not insult the intelligence of people who may be older. And that's the issue, because Power Rangers never evolved with the fan base. And
it's true. It stayed very childlike.
Yeah, and it still was camp. Like it was campy as fuck all the way through.
And
it's just the campiness changed with the generations.
It's not like adding death or anything would have changed it. It's like, no, take it more like seriously, respect like your audience.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's what I mean by mature in this. It's like, hey, it doesn't have to be so campy. You could be like, hey, you could watch this, be like, okay, my kids could watch this, and I could watch this too.
Hey, look, there are jokes for me in there and jokes for my kids.
Yeah,
there's like
it's like Shrek. Everyone likes Shrek, except for like I've only seen 2 Shreks. I'm sure.
I've only seen
like 5.
There is one of the Shreks you're talking about.
I got my mind blown when I found out how many Shreks movies and that Puss in Boots had like 3 films or something.
There's 2 Shrek movies and 1 Puss in Boots film.
Another one. Gene, yet again, it's like at this point in time, Gene just needs to join the live stream and just get. All right. It's because the U.S. doesn't take them serious, in my opinion. Like the majority of heroes more serious than Power Rangers, even if they are the same thing. Well, the thing is just like, I feel like Saban ruined tokusatsu in general for the West, because almost everything that he tried bringing over had to have that Power Rangers formula. And the thing is, that doesn't work for other tokus trying to bring them over to the West. It didn't work for Mass Rider. It definitely didn't work for fucking Mass Rider. VR Troopers, they still tried working with the Power Rangers formula for 2 Metal Hero shows on there, and then with Big Bad Beetleborgs right after, which was God. I like the original portions of Big Bad Beetleborgs. I'll say that more than I like the B Fighter portions of it.
I'll say if you want like those shows that would have done, or like those series of like Rider that would have done well in the West, in my opinion, like you could have easily like made an English version of Black Sun. I think that would have worked in the West. I'm not even gonna lie. I think as well as obviously Shin Rider. Shin Rider was great. I feel like I showed it to my friends and they were fantastic. They were ecstatic about it. They didn't even care that it was in Japanese.
Yeah, and the thing is just like they won't take a chance on it is another thing as well. The thing is, I feel that Ultraman has diversified itself so much to the point that obviously when like there's people that I know in life that never got into Toku, but they know Ultraman and they don't relate it to Power Rangers at all, because Ultraman is so distinct with how it presents itself and how it like does everything that it does, that they don't see the correlation between Power Rangers and Ultraman versus a Kamen Rider.
Yeah.
Because, of course, you got giant guy fighting all these things. And, it's like the closest thing you can get. The closest thing you can get to is just the mecha fights that you had in Power Rangers. And even those, 9 times out of 10 would be hit or miss. I mean, as a kid, I enjoyed them. But as an adult, like, I'm just like, move on.
No, but you also have like the MonsterVerse that also helps carry like that Ultraman like thing too, because most people are like think, oh, Godzilla, I know that, I've seen those movies, I like that, and then they can link that to Ultraman
and Gene,
and all that.
Yet again, but this time I don't know about this one. Didn't Grand Caesar have an English dub? Did it?
Did Grand Caesar have an English dub?
If they did, it might have been for like another country that had English as their, like, you
It,
know, like
would have
sometimes
been like Singapore, Malaysia.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like the Singapore writer dubs you see all over online.
Because that's the thing. It's like with this being something that was co-funded by Konami. I don't think so. Yeah, I mean, yeah, just like Kamen Rider has so many dubs, but they were all done in Malaysia.
And Jake Shuster in chat, but the Guyver even had 2 movies. Yes, great movies, perfect movies. Because
And an anime.
Yes, the anime was good, but like I just got the 4K anniversary for the first movie, and I made my wife watch it because she's never seen it before. I was like, "You gotta watch this," and she was like, "This is weird. Why is he?" Because like, you know, it's pretty violent in the second one, and when he's like killing the monster, she's like, "You watched this as a kid?" I'm like, "Yeah, I loved it." She's like, "What the hell's wrong with you?" I'm like, "What? This is great. This is peak Toku." She's like, "This isn't." She's like, "This isn't Toku." I'm like, "It is." I was like, then I had to bring out my Google slide presentation and be like, "This is why it's Toku." But I was like,
"Oh my god!"
And that was, and as a kid, I enjoyed that. But that's obviously not a kid's movie. But at the same time, it's not so bad that it's like you can't let your kids watch it.
I mean, Guyver gets pretty freaking graphic. I definitely wouldn't let them watch the anime.
No, not the anime. Not
Oh,
the
no.
anime.
No,
No, that's
no.
that's like when I watched the Spawn anime on HBO when I was a kid. I was like, "Who let me watch this?" Like,
Common
I
X
watched
in the chat, like
Spawn film as a kid.
I agree with you because he says that that they feel that the early 2000s Toku would have been the right tone of edgy, funny, and mature that people should aim for when trying to bring back Power Rangers. And that's the thing. It's like that early Heisei period is like my favorite period of Toku because yes, they did feel like a drama, but they did have like those goofy moments. They did have those slightly camp moments, and it still like was very effective.
I
There'd be
think
moments
you
would
had
be
that
out of
balance
left
to
field.
it.
Yeah,
they were
There should be a
perfect because
balance.
they felt whole in a sense. Like you had your happier, campier moments, you had your serious moments when they needed the show to be serious, and then you, obviously comedy sprinkled throughout with an overarching story as well. So it's like,
which I think is part of the reason why I enjoyed like the early seasons of The Flash and early seasons of The Arrow because they had that same feel. They were edgy, but they had like those comedic moments that would come out of left field and like
Flash
those
season
campy
1
moments.
especially.
Yeah, that I was just like, okay, there's something about you that I like, and that's the same reason they were hitting those same vibes.
I don't know what it was, but there's like a charm to the shows that you can kind of just tell when you see them, and then when you can also tell when they lose that charm immediately.
Yeah.
Yep.
The first 2 seasons of Arrow were just so freaking good.
Same with
But
the first
all
season
4
of Flash.
seasons of Superman and Lois are great. So go watch it on Max. Superman and Lois is amazing.
It is actually. It's really good.
That ending, I had to watch the series finale like a second time. Like, and I was like, "Oh man, they did it! They did it!"
Do we think if there will be another phase 1, like I guess Heisei phase 1 style? It really just depends on how the writers implement things. I mean, they're using Gavu as an example, but it's still too early to tell because we don't know how the second half is going to end up going for this show.
Plus, Gavu's like a mix.
It does feel like it's playing homage to the different eras of Kamen Rider, which is nice. It's definitely a breath of fresh air.
Because Toei just announced the 20th anniversary of Heisei kicking off. So, Cloudy, prepare your wallets. Because we're getting a lot of merch starting actually today. The merch dropped for Heisei stuff. And I don't think Gavu is... We're never going to get anything like Heisei Phase 1. But Gavu's kind of like a hybrid of like the good things of Heisei with more of the modern Reiwa stuff in it and kind of leaving some of the negative stuff out of it. It's like this is a good pendulum swing in the right direction. But it's one of those things we don't know how it's going to go for the rest of the show, though.
Because like Zio and I both saw it. Episode 3 of Gavu felt exactly like a show writer would. He ran off from friendship, just like, yeah, I'm too much of a danger. I got to be on my own for a bit. You know what I mean? Can't involve other people in this shit. He met that old couple. And he was like, "Yep, got to leave them. Can't be a part of this. Sorry, guys." And I'm just like, yeah, that was an interesting tone, and I like that. But I also like that it also grew past that, and he got his family, surrogate family that he uses as like to help him through his day-to-day stuff. And I feel like that definitely was more like Heisei Phase 1-esque, kind of like if that's where I would say that's like kind of where we are, and we're and obviously like the pacing of the show feels Heisei 2-ish because we're doing like the bi-weekly thing like right now, you know what I mean?
Yeah, now it's hitting that vibe, but they are at least carrying the
Momentum.
the undertones of the overarching narrative forward some way. It's not as bad as like say when we had the Hanto arc of trying to develop him as a character. What felt like the overarching narrative took a little bit of a back seat just to let Hanto be a writer and give us as an audience a chance to see him as a writer. But I guess that is a good segue for us to look at something that I stated in my last video that aged like milk on the fact that there was no new poster. And then, like, you know, a good 20 minutes after I put out that video, we got a poster.
New poster.
Oh, yeah, look, the guy.
It's a whole new poster. Oh, yeah. Oh, look, there it is. Hooray.
Oh, look.
I like that poster.
Oh. Who's that dark fella in the back? The far back.
We got a Dark Rider. Hooray.
Missed opportunity not having a dark chocolate be the Go Chizos for it.
I'm just gonna say this. Normally I would be like, you know, obviously you see this poster, you see 4 riders, you see an evil rider or dark rider, and mixed in this you have the anti-hero rider. And normally like other phases of like other seasons of Rayo, I would have been like, oh, this is where the downhill is. This is where like I would get concerned. I'm not. I mean, I would be lying if I said I wasn't like hesitant or anything about anything of this, but I feel like I have enough confidence with how well the show is handled. Each moment that I thought, oh, this is where this is going to happen, and it's going to feel like shit. No,
I feel like at least for this arc, we're still working without meddling.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm still confident when we get to this. When we get to like the third arc, and then we just see, like, I don't know, Gavu surrounded by a bunch of Barney the dinosaurs and everybody holding hands in a world. And
I hope that ages.
I'm going to have some problems. I'm going to be like,
guys,
what is
what
going
Zio
on?
was about to say here is about to age like milk. I swear, because it's like, I trust the showrunners at this point with how well they've been handling the show. Because every single time I thought like we were going to get a boring episode, a dead episode. I thought,
but that's the thing. It's like they haven't gotten to the point in which the studio meddling will start kicking in. That doesn't start until February.
I know. We
have at least 7 more episodes.
Yeah,
to start putting in the caution clock.
I don't think we're gonna get that touch. I don't think the studio. I don't feel like we're gonna get that hand.
We talk about Toei here, okay?
Yeah,
I get it, but like I feel like I mean obviously you know take what I say, clip it if I'm fucking completely wrong and the show turns into shit, whatever the fuck. But I'm just saying from what I've seen, I have like confidence that whoever is like in charge of the show, handling the writing aspect of the show, whether they have to make certain changes or not to make it more quote unquote kid friendly or follow the norm trend, I think what they've done with like at least their sense of writing and their formula and the story for the show, I think if they do have to change certain things, they can still pull it together. And I don't think it'll be the worst thing in the world. You know what I mean?
All right, so let's look at this poster.
I don't like that. Okay, really quick. When I saw the poster, I was like browsing my phone. The Dark Gavu character, I instantly like. I don't know why. I instantly thought of Kiva when I first saw the poster really quick.
That's what you see?
I was like, when I first saw it, like real quick. Yeah, like really quick, because I was like, oh, what's this? Then I was like, wait, is that real? And I like scrolled back up, X refresh. So then I had to search and find it because the algorithm's trash on there. And then I found the poster and I was like, okay, I kind of like this except for whatever the Jet Set Radio Flan Rider is. I don't know how I feel about that suit still.
I like it.
The thing is, like, we had seen this Vlam fit like way before, and I'm like surprised once again, like how we had the loggers in these episodes. The fact that it's actually making it to the show proper, and wow, okay, just to slap some vinyl on it, call it a day.
I kind of like it though.
It looks
like
nice.
More than the base. If this was the base suit, I'd be like, that's a good suit.
I mean, I guess this goes to show at least something's going to be going on with Hanto in terms of either being possessed or possibly going towards.
Is that monster chocolate or whatever the heck?
It looks like it.
It's dark chocolate. It looks. I thought it was those dark
Yeah, I
chocolates that
think
have the
it just
cherry in
says
the middle.
chokehold.
Okay. Interesting.
Choke cold Steve Austin.
That's a
Chokehold.
I'm stealing that for my video, by the way, Ash. Thank you. I'll give you credit
Nice.
for the 10 viewers. I'll get on it.
So,
I was wondering if this has to do with him maybe finding out that Shoma is like part stomach ink, part granite.
yeah,
and
yeah.
then,
They're
he just like
that betrayal has to be coming because the thing is, it's
Yeah.
like Shoma keeps hiding the truth from him.
Mhm.
He keeps giving him half truth, so we'll give him some of the
Yeah.
answer,
Yes.
but not what he actually needs to know. And once
he's
he
like, I
finds
didn't
out,
lie to you. I just didn't tell you.
Yeah,
I like how
that's
K King is still
specifically-
very much up front and center here.
yeah,
I like that.
I hope
Because
because it's like I feel like I hope it's not like what because it's like usually the first power up gets like forgotten and lost in the waves as we go.
because we haven't been live in a while. Zio, I got to tell you that forum date, and every time it has fights, I get so much joy that I haven't felt since Blazar had the fishing rod. Like
the amount of
I
cream.
get so much
all over
joy.
the place.
I get so
Every
much
time it
joy from
mentions-
this form. It's a king form, so instantly my blade side's like, this is perfect. And then just he's and I'm like, yes, the sound. I was like, I'm gonna buy the DX of the sword because we're probably not gonna get Memorial
Like-
Edition one.
I'm gonna hold out
I
for the
need it.
Memorial Edition.
I need it for just it's so memeable and perfect.
It's great. I think like this is
and we break
fantastic
TOS
super fun.
almost every time.
And then we got
Yes.
that pudding dude in the background who looks like he's got headphones.
I don't.
I got
just-
more photos of this Vlam.
I like
He-
the helmet. I don't like the suit. I might. Have
I
to
don't
just
like the
use
suit.
helmet.
I don't.
I like the helmet.
I'm mixed on it
I
every
like
time
it.
I
I'm
see
actually
it.
I'm not gonna lie. I like it. I don't dislike it.
If the orange and yellow were like reversed, I know it can't because of how the snack is, but I feel like that would look better on the suit if there was more of that orangish red than there is yellow. But
He gives me like
the
such
helmet,
a
I like.
yeah for the vibe I've seen from like some of the images of this guy I've seen though. He gives me like very much like a Fies vibe. Like he's just like a reluctant rider kind of thing because obviously probably is what's gonna die.
I'm doing this because I got no choice, and I'm trying to get through whatever goal.
He's like, listen, I've got to get paid, so move aside, please.
So
I like
we'll
the
look at
photo.
some more pictures of him at the second, but then
There's tall, dark, and chocolate over there.
yeah, we got this sparking
That's-
gummy with the chains on it, so that I can see your Kiva vibes from that.
Mm. So I think that's Gav, right? That's got to be Gav.
No, I mean I think because Nirub took all three of the different gummies. Like he took
Yeah.
like regular popping, punching, and kicking. He probably made some sort of amalgamation of the three, just so it's all built into one, which caused it to go crazy. But this thing looks like it's probably like a hot tamale type of gummy.
Mhm.
I
One
just
of those that
because,
gives you that cinnamon like kick.
only because that giant gummy in the background, right? The one with the teeth, right? That's
Yeah, yeah.
implied to be the one for that thing, right in the back.
Yes.
So my thing about that is there's only two people who have been showed to like actually use the gummies, right? So
Yeah.
I don't know. That's the only reason why I still think that's Shoma in the back over there.
Yeah, but the thing is, it's just like, look, Nirub's working off of all the blueprints for original Gavu that he's got in his possession. He's now has seen the Gochizos and all that stuff and is dissecting them and analyzing them just to create something there. Now, whether or not this is Nirub or not, I will say that the way the hand looks does look like something Nirub would do because he's a very like gesture-heavy scientist guy.
Hmm. Wait, you think
Or-
so? You think that's Nirub in that?
It could be Nirub or it could be Suga. Now that we know that they're completely in cahoots with each other, they might share notes.
Maybe.
Just see on what they want to do. And it's clear that they want to stir some shit up. Their end goal is not whatever the greater good of humanity or Grenade Society is. They just want to mess around and find out.
That is true. But
Because it's just for furthering science.
someone says in chat they think they could be Jeep.
I mean, I guess that would be a good test subject just to make up for it.
Part of me is just hoping that I do.
But then when they transform into a rider, you gotta realize this is like a person that's 5'1" fighting against people that are like this is gonna be a tiny Gavu.
Right.
They're gonna be like,
we don't know how big that thing is technically.
I mean, it's big in the silhouette, but I mean,
Yeah, that's
unless they pull like a decade AR Kiba shit where the kid transforms and he's just like, big adult.
I was gonna make that joke.
I was gonna be like Turbo. I was gonna go worse with it.
Only if we get to see the head stay in place as the body grows and
elongates,
then the thing happens.
But I don't know. Unpopular theory. I'm gonna go say that's Gav. That's Gavu, and they're showing that us him early.
That's Shoma when he tries that one gummy.
I was thinking with all the
science,
what if like they somehow do some weird like chicanery where they split his human and Granute side and now there's two of him? And the Granute side is like evil. Then
I just think
fight him. I would have put it past them.
I just think because like the way like you see like you got K King up front and center, definitely very like white royal, like that's good. And then you got him directly behind it. I'm just like, one would assume that's a different character, but like because the show likes to play tricks on us and every now and again, I'd be like, maybe they're doing something interesting and just showing us Shoma's like berserk form already.
It's a brand new character, and little did we know that Shoma had a twin the whole time called Toma, and he wrote books.
No, God no, please.
Gio, it's not the Clone Saga, Gio. Listen, I would never, especially going modern Clone Saga like the Mouse one, I would never recommend anyone to do that because it's not a clone. It's basically split personalities, which makes sense because his eyes always glow weird and that whole hunch over when he henshins. There's some darkness inside of him.
I don't know. I guess.
You guys think it's Sheeta's corpse? I don't think so.
No, she got blown up. She
corpse.
She got disintegrated. She got creamed on extra hard.
She got cremated. There's nothing left except for the weapon and the USB.
I just thought of like when we eventually get the K-King form fighting Glota, I'm going to be the happiest person in the damn world.
No, you're not, because it's going to be her Granute form, and you're going to be royally disappointed.
What if her Granute form's hotter?
They are not going to give her the Nephilim treatment.
What if her Granute's form hotter? What if we get a Jeremy's mom? Because that's her name. She doesn't have
that was her headpiece. You've seen her headpiece.
Okay, now I've changed my mind.
Let's get
ugly in the better, please. Never. No, I don't want to see that.
We haven't seen. Listen, I'm just saying.
Never.
She's arrogant enough where she won't need to use her Granite form. She's like, I beat the brakes off of Alan in heels and a scythe, and it was amazing. Let me get back on that couch and lounge real quick. Then she fights him in her human form first. And then
you just want a scene where he goes full facial on her. It's like,
I'm just saying it's gonna look like she won a Teen Choice Award. Just they're gonna be like waifu of the year, and then they're gonna slime her. It's gonna be a magnificent fight, peak cinema.
Only if she gets down on her knees when it happens.
Listen, that's optional. That's the director's cut of the episode that we get after the show airs.
That's the no way cut.
Yes, I need it. I'm just saying, I want to see that fight because in general with the show right now, like she's kind of in the back burner with Lango and everything, and I'm like, okay, what are they cooking? Like everyone has their own motivations, but we're not really getting too much progressing with them because they keep talking about the twins or the one non-twin because there's no twin anymore. What do you call someone who's no longer a twin? Just a person?
Individual.
They're individual. They lost the twin.
Yeah, I know, but I just call them the twins because I never know which one's which in their names. So I'm just like, oh yeah, and then the twin showed up. Now I'm like, oh, it's the twin that lived.
Yeah, it's the Jeep. That's it.
Maybe it could be, I guess.
I'm just gonna call them Harry Potter because that's the boy who lived.
All right, let me queue up
Jeep Grand Cherokee. Can't you remember it that way?
Oh yeah, actually, I kind of. That's how I'm gonna remember now.
Let me get these. Skip over those because we aren't at that portion yet.
Hey, Cloudy, I just spent $89 because I got the mini plot for Spider-Man Leopardon figure finally.
Can you send me a link?
No, I bought it off someone on Mercari, so.
Oh, damn.
So
because it's out of stock.
Gotcha.
So here's Vlam's 2 forms.
What shit is that?
Here's the thing. I like the helmet on the second form. I don't like
either of them. I like the undersuit.
the second form.
That undersuit's pretty good. That's some good undersuit.
That reminds me of bubblegum or like Pepto-Bismol or something.
Pepto-Bismol is right on the money.
Yeah.
Like why is it so that shade of pink? I've never seen pudding that pink. Like that.
Never.
Oh, you're saying
Fifth
jelly,
Amendment?
not pudding?
Oh. Say pudding and jelly.
Oh.
What?
Oh, I get you. So jam.
Yeah. I don't. There's drastic changes to the suit. Like I didn't think the shoulders and like the side thing, like everything about it would change like that. But I haven't. This is the first time I'm seeing that, and I'm just.
I will say I do appreciate the form changes better than Valen's form changes.
Yeah.
I will say this.
Even though I don't like them.
Aesthetically, from the neck down, I like the second one better if it had a different coloration. If it had different colors to it, I think I would like the other one, the one on the other side. It's so bright pink, and not that like pink's a problem or like not a great color. It is. It's just,
this is pink that's oozing out. This is like we're trying to make it ooze, but we're not giving it like this is just foam that's coming down, but we're trying to make it look like it's oozing out.
Like aesthetically, I like this, but it's like the color does nothing for me. Like the color ruins it.
I like the shoulders. The shoulders are nice, and the chest piece on that more than the first one. If it had the first helmet, on the second form matching the color like that. Like, because the helmet on the first form or base form, if it is the base form, looks so good.
If that bottom half, if that pink bottom half was on the first one with that color scheme, I think we'd have something.
That'd be great.
Yeah. Which, ironically, I think like the bottom half of the first form on the pink side would actually help it look a little more different because it would like separate the pink a bit. You know what I mean?
I could probably Photoshop that in like a few minutes.
Oh yeah. Just do a color palette swap.
Yeah,
but currently as is, I would have to give like the first side would probably be my preferred form. I don't like either, but like, hey, whatever.
I could also probably Photoshop this pink form to be a white form. That could also be done, be arranged.
Why immediately did you go white?
No, someone said white.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Orba said when is Vlam's white form.
Okay, gotcha.
Yep.
Okay.
But yeah, he's just out here. What are these shoes? Why is he wearing clogs?
He's got clogs. He's got clog force ones.
He's gonna dance all over the Gav.
Yeah.
No, that makes it 10 times worse.
Oh my god! Wait,
I didn't know he was Dutch.
Actual suit. Because those feet are so cartoonishly large, I thought that was a toy for a second.
I feel like you have to bring back the "What are those" meme.
Oh my god, you're right. It does bring back. What are the J's looking like on the other suit?
God, what were we watching on Sunday stream that they did the "What are those" joke and I fucking died? I gotta remember.
Or if you were there, tell us.
Ah, God, I fucking died. Oh, that's it. It was Megaforce.
Megaforce?
Robo Night. We watched a Robo Night Christmas.
Why were you watching Megaforce? Gross. Disgusting.
Because I wanted pain.
What's wrong with you?
And then Robo Night just went up to this kid and just said, "What are those?" And I fucking died for like 5 minutes straight.
Wait, that's actually in the... Oh, God.
Yes, it was hilarious.
Is that the same one where he raps?
Yes, it is. It was a glorious moment. Glorious moment.
I don't know why this photo is
like
on the screen. I can't stop staring at those shoes.
Like that sold me on Megaforce. That episode. And it was a recap episode.
Uh-oh. I don't want you to watch Megaforce. Just see Megaforce. You're not gonna like it.
But yes, these shoes though.
No, I don't like it. But
the problem is, this is gonna be terrible for the suit actor trying to walk in this.
We're gonna have another Kiva problem.
like clunk 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 clunk. God, it's gonna be bad. I just don't know why they went with clogs for these. Like, what about like
Normal
custard
shoes.
makes them think clogs?
German is custard. Flan is German. That is true.
Is it?
Yeah.
I'm used to it being a Spanish thing, a Mexican thing.
It does have German roots as well.
Oh well.
Speaking of
Because or else then we needed that windmill Gundam treatment, and we need this man to have a big fucking turbine running on his chest.
No. So let's talk about his pose here.
No, let's talk about these shoes more.
Can we not? Yeah, it's already been enough said.
Yeah, why couldn't they just make them orange? Why they gotta be brown?
Is that brown? I thought that was black.
This is brown on the shoes. Yeah, are you?
Oh, it is brown.
You definitely are colorblind. I was like, God damn.
Yeah,
I've told you this many times. You know this.
That's why they look horrible.
You know this about me. I've told you.
That's why you buy so many of the same toy. You keep thinking they're different colors, but they're all the same.
That's not how that works, but okay.
Yeah, I gotta see if the rest of these look. Oh yeah.
Oh, he's got normal issues. Oh,
he still keeps them. No, they're still technically
The brown just ruins
no,
it.
it's still brown. Why brown of all the colors? But they're not as cloggy in this. They're not as cloggy.
They're not, but they're still brown.
Oh yeah, brown. But
it's like
at
he
least
just steps in shit every fucking transformation.
Oh, now I got a better look at the mouthpiece on this. I hate it. Okay. Gross. What kind of weapons is this thing gonna use?
I mean, from those initial sketches, it looked like it was some sort of arrow.
I mean, it looks like it's got goo coming out of the arms.
Yeah, but it's just foam, so it's not even like cool looking goo.
Oh.
He can't have cool goo.
No.
The mouthpiece looks like it could cast off. No. Oh, I mean, yes, but no. Don't compare.
He opens it up. He's got like
it's the Predator thing where it's
a
like
gill style mouth where he like the entire time.
I mean, we know there's no go cheeser to go along with this suit.
No, I mean, because pretty much
fine.
Nero had developed his own system for it with are those two pudding cups.
And isn't the theory right, if I'm correct, that this is supposed to be one of those forms that gets passed around a lot?
That's what we're thinking. I mean, that's what I've been thinking.
Okay, I thought I don't know if
this is these are his thingies. I don't know if they're going to be called Gochizos or not. I haven't looked or not, but yeah, they're just little pudding cups that he just puts at the top of his driver.
Okay.
Yeah, they look neat. I saw a video of the actual toy driver being used and the sound. It's actually really neat.
Oh yeah, I've seen that as well. Just I'm not excited for the suit itself.
Nah, I don't know if I'm gonna buy this. I've been thinking about it. I'm like, I don't know if I'm gonna get it because like.
But to contradict that,
because the writer is like, would these have any compatibility with the Gavu jar? They don't look like they would.
No, they wouldn't unless they
wide and their shape doesn't work.
And even though the top of the driver comes off in this set, I don't know if there'd be an attachment for those to go on it.
Unless that's something that's
wait, Blaze Hopper, yes, you say? Interesting.
They are compatible with the Gavu. Where's my driver at? Because yes, I did get one for Christmas.
Mine's right here. Like I said, unless you take the top part off and put something else on there that would work with it, I don't know.
Wait, so there are already 30 episodes out? Man. Logay 9 still has this by episode 30? Interesting.
Because the top part pops right
it's like I know the top part pops off. That's the one the first thing I did, but
yeah, because you can just
I'll think to say,
off.
but other than
the suit could pop on top there, you know.
I mean, unless the back
Um,
part of it would make it slide in.
No,
We don't know how the bottom of it and the back part of it looks like.
Yeah.
So I gotta ask you guys, as much as we're not excited for this suit, I assume. I mean, maybe it'll look
No,
better
no,
in
this,
motion.
this is probably like the least excited I've been for a new Rider suit.
I think the writer itself that is going to be in that suit does interest me enough in the show because, like, I like the character that's gonna become the writer. Definitely one of the more interesting ones we've had.
Some more picks. No, they are the same shoes. They are the exact same shoes.
Oh, crack! The crack. Yes, the Clog Force ones are in fact on both riders.
Yep.
Oh, it's a bow. Are they both
Yeah.
using it? Like
I kind
at
of
the
like it.
I mean, the bow itself doesn't look bad. I mean, I'll get it if there's a CSG that comes out, but are they? No, still don't like it. Don't like the close up.
They do make a very big emphasis on the mouth, so it does look like there might be some sort of like
Thing there.
this comes off.
Yeah.
Man, but those shoes, God, that's like the worst
Yeah, they're.
decision I've seen for
My
like.
thing is,
shoes.
why are they brown? Why not black? Just make them black.
As I'm saying, like if they were a different color, like it'd be better. But just like,
The
I don't know. Are
clogs?
they wheelies underneath? Maybe they're wheelies.
No,
Like,
they don't look like it.
Considering that he can't
Well, I'm
bend his foot completely because that thing's a solid piece.
I'm just saying because the headphones, like I just keep all I think about is Jet Set Radio.
I get that. I get that vibe.
He could slide on through on the pudding.
No putting
Wait, I mean, they did that in the one episode when.
Oh,
Oh,
is that
Vlam was
Boomerang?
That's a
sliding.
saw. It's a
It's
saw.
a scythe.
It's a saw along
saw on
with a bow, and also could be a boomerang potentially. I don't know. Oh yeah, I could see him swinging that thing around like a scythe or like a axe. Yeah. Interesting.
It's weird.
More caking.
Yeah, that's it. And it just slides in there. It looks much smaller than I thought it would be.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah, a little bit, yeah.
interesting. So yeah, this suit's gonna. I hope you guys are excited to see this suit absolutely wipe the floor with the riders we currently have.
Obviously, in its debut fight, it's probably going to make K King look like a bitch, and I'm going to be
Exactly.
like, "Wow, this power scaling."
Yeah, I know.
amazing.
That's because we know that's what's probably gonna happen.
Every time a new suit shows up, the way it asserts dominance is by making the newest great suit look like trash in comparison.
Which also technically means that would mean this Log A9 in this rider suit would be stronger than Jeep or Jeep and what's his name and Sheeta combined as well.
Yes.
So what would that put them on the same level as like what Glota?
Who knows?
Maybe
We don't know her proper power scaling yet.
Yeah, because she handled Valen like a bitch.
Yes. So otherwise, we'll see how the new arc progresses in terms of things. Depending on how things end up going with Log A9, and hopefully they give him a different name because I feel like Log A9 might be like a weird name in the future. They might end up humanizing his name a little
Log
bit more.
A-kun.
I mean, that would technically be the proper translation if they changed the 9 to the Japanese. It would be Lageku, so they would put like Kun. Yeah, it would make sense.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I could see it working. Anything else when it comes to Vlam?
I'll wait to see it in motion. I have my final judgment.
It'll definitely probably fight and look better in motion. I just don't like the still frames we have of it.
Will it finally get an insert theme?
No.
Oh.
Vlam Bam, thank you, ma'am. That'll be the name of the insert.
That's the name of this stream.
Yeah. I didn't know that, by the way, just so we're clear.
That is literally the name of this stream.
Yeah, you think I had time to look at the stream title?
You know, you had time to tell me, are we not going live? Like, what's going on? I was like, Windows Update.
Yes. Because I was curious. I got all ready. I was like, oh, all right, sick.
It'll be called Ooey Gooey Fresh and Fruity.
No. That's gonna be the insert theme name.
Yeah.
Who's gonna sing it? Psychic Mother.
No, let's bring in a name that we haven't heard for a while.
Creepy Nuts.
Uh,
They're pretty big right now in Japan.
Yeah. I'd love Creepy Nuts to insert song.
Same.
Or even
Hey,
an
why you
opening.
just keep sending things?
You could have bought a cheap driver with that money right now.
Like our resident VTuber said, I like the character just because he doesn't care about dark snacks.
Yeah. I mean, like, he gives me the vibe of just someone who's reluctantly doing his shit. So
My entire thought process on him now, after the last episode that we had, is that he appears to be possibly a Granute version of Hanto, aka someone that's an investigative journalist out on his own, just trying to find out the truth on certain matters. He doesn't have an affiliation towards the government or anything like that. He's literally just trying to investigate what's going on.
Which would explain why he's willingly just like harming a bunch of humans without care. Because I assume the Granute government wouldn't want.
Well, he's probably similar to Hanto. He doesn't care. Well, Hanto doesn't care about the Granutes. This guy clearly doesn't care about the humans. He just wants to know what the fuck is going on with this organization.
No, what I'm saying is, like, I don't think he's working for, like, any, like, government organization, because I feel like maybe the government, like, the Granute government would know better than to, like, stop interfering with the humans. We don't need, cross-dimensional warfare protection.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I feel like he's not, like, a detective working for, like, a governmental factor. I think he's just, he's probably on his own. He's probably got his own, maybe someone, like, he's doing this because of someone else. Like, maybe his mother, brother, or sibling got, hooked on this drug.
And he's just trying to find out all the goods and turn them in. He just needs the proper evidence.
Exactly.
But the thing is like, he got his hands on the dark treats, but apparently that's not enough.
Yeah. Well, he said it himself. He's like, all right, good. I have to get closer now, because he doesn't just want to settle with the treats himself. He wants to get to the fucking top, right? He wants to see what the big honcho's got.
And then he'll find out what the big honcho's got. Ooh.
Yes. Uh-oh. I want him to unwrap that candy bar.
All right. So the bigger thing that we have is obviously AI not fully like enhanced artwork finally.
Yay.
Nice.
And everyone's wearing their gloves this time.
Yeah, that's what I was mentioning. That I was like, when we saw this on BC, they all got a glove.
We can all see it now. Gotta love that 50th anniversary logo we got going up there.
I love the number. I love the pose, like the finger pointing up. I just don't like the fact that the ring's on that finger.
For everyone.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. I wish they each had their own like finger they put a ring on. You know
yes, if only someone could just be flicking them off when they're doing it.
Oh God.
Number one. Number one.
Well, there goes the unique changer idea.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a unique ring.
Mm-hmm. Although the mechs, the unique mechs.
Same mech base, because once again, it's the changer that transforms into the mech. The ring changes to become the head.
Yep.
But now that we've actually got a proper look at the suits, how are we feeling about the suits in just general? Now that they're not AI enhanced, we got them proper visuals. We can see the texture work on the black parts here, which no longer just look like dots on there, aka vent holes.
Still top there, I would say.
Yeah, I like it.
I like the folds. Unique headpieces. Still enjoying it.
I still need there to be something in that center chest piece, because that is once again way too prominent but bland.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, from what we saw in the trailer, there could be for sure.
So Rings different things from their own transformation pieces to the other pieces we got going on here.
I'm gonna
I'm
collect
trying-
all those rings.
I'm trying to see like what their poses may like say about like what kind of character they might be. Because like
you get that from like pretty much the shots afterwards. But first let me close out of that because you can see a little bit there. Is the different mech combinations. So these are
Yeah.
how the mechs will end up changing based off of the ring that they have on there.
the
So the thing that I'm
claws.
wondering is how this is going to work from a toy perspective. Whether or not the individual rings will actually end up having the additional armor parts that go into it, or if it's like an actual changing gimmick within the changer itself. Because if purchasing the rings individually does give you the additional armor parts for it, then that technically does give you individual changers for each Sentai member.
I don't know because it's like the rings themselves like I don't feel like are big enough, right? To have all that. Well, I don't know. How
Well,
big
I'm
the
just
rings-
saying when you purchase them, they come with the additional.
Oh, like the armament pieces. You
Yes.
think? Okay. Well, yeah, because it's like this is one mech, so it's like, and it has like enough armor on each individual form to like be a completely different mech. You know what I mean? So it's like, oh, well, that's a good question.
I
I'm
can't
like,
wait for the candy toys to come out. These are going to be so cool.
looking at these combinations in themselves, it's just like they're just yeah, it doesn't feel like it's part of the base suit itself. It does seem like it's an add-on that's on there. And I do feel that once the team gets united, all these additional add-ons would end up forming their own clusterfuck mech that we have going on.
Maybe.
Mhm.
Well, I mean, yeah, I guess. But how would the add-ons like combine? Because like they would all have to fit on that base mech, and that ain't that's not a big base mech.
No,
Well, it's
but
like
all
one
the
thing would be
pieces
the
that go on
arm.
them look big.
Yeah.
True.
AKA the base mech could end up just becoming the headpiece for the bigger clusterfuck mech.
Maybe.
They just get a bigger fist, and then they just
So-
add these onto it.
So what are the weapons we've got here? We got like your lancing kind of thing with the unicorn. We got the gunner thing for what is that? A lion? I don't remember what animal that is. The dinosaur thing's got claws, and then
These are fists, my guy. They're going full
Yeah, that's-
like punch out.
well, yeah, fists. And I feel I mean it would be a shame if those teeth-looking fists didn't open up to bite them. Thing.
Nah, because they hold more fists in there. You
It's
see
like
that?
Chuck Norris's beard, you know.
Yeah, there's a fist inside that mouth.
Yeah. Okay. Nice. I kind of want to see that now. And then the bottom, the green one is what, sword and something,
Yeah, it just looks like a.
or like some kind of.
Well,
bow?
I don't know if that's
know.
a missile that they have down there or if they shoot arrows.
I think it's an arrow. I think that's a bow.
Being that this is like a Garuda, I would assume that it would have to be like an arrow.
Unicorn
Yeah,
lance,
eagle
Leon,
arrow.
Gatling. Oh, yeah, the Tyranno hammer, and eagle arrow. Okay. Yeah. So my thing is, there's two actual animals here. Well, three if you count the wolf, and then the other two are not so much.
Dinosaurs were animals.
Why
Oh,
wouldn't
I
we
mean-
count the wolf as an animal?
I said three counting the wolf.
Yeah. If you said if you count the wolf.
Because it's not here in this image.
They're all animals.
Oh, okay. You're. I thought you meant like if we count wolves as animals.
No. I meant like because
That's
it's
top
not in
tier.
the images.
That's top
I know
tier
it has
animal.
its own. Yeah, it's.
I mean, if
Alright.
that's the case, yeah, Red's gonna be like the most basic mecha. It's just like, hey,
I mean, it
I'm
looks
just that
kind
guy.
of basic.
And then everybody else is just like, yeah, but check out our fits.
So what you dinosaur? I'll give you that. It existed in the past, but a unicorn that don't exist. That thing that ain't real.
Look,
There's still
look.
some islands unexplored.
I learned
We've
a
seen those
valuable
before.
lesson from Godchard. You know, if you use your imagination,
I don't want to hear it.
then you know the answer is quite clear that unicorns exist.
That is a lie. We learned nothing from that show.
No, Chest of Greatness. We do think Red's Mech is a little bit average because it's the base one. It's got to be like.
Wait. Go back to the poster.
It's good, but it's bait. Like it's
That's
basic.
average. Ash, back me up on this. He's acknowledging someone in that pose.
No, that is
He's
not
acknowledging-
a basic looking mech. Yeah.
No,
He's
I mean
acknowledging
it's
our
a
tribal
cool
chief.
looking mech, but I'm just
It's a
saying,
good, but it's basic in
in
terms
comparison
of
to like
I
these
think
guys,
so.
they got some variety, and he's just
throwing
like,
his ones up.
just so we're clear, that is a very good looking mech. I like it. Obviously, it's just that it is basic and like it doesn't have anything interesting going on at the moment. That you can see.
That's not even a clear like solo shot of it. You don't know that.
Okay, well,
You could have a cool legs where he like super kicks things.
Oh no, I know he has legs. I've seen that image.
Okay, I'm just saying like let's not like basic isn't bad.
Oh no,
mobility
Jesus
probably.
Christ! Why do people think basic means bad? No, I'm saying
No,
like
It was your
looks
tone.
like the,
It was your tone. It was your tone when you said it.
it's in
not.
comparison to the other ones.
I'm saying
Oh
like
no. I mean, there's a dinosaur that punches things. That's like
yes.
instantly
What
top
I'm
tier.
saying is like
Like-
comparatively, this is the most normal looking average mech, and I like I said, I'm for it. I'm not
Not sure how I feel about the unicorn
What-
thing over there. I'm not sure.
Well,
that is a definitely like the Lancer as
the unicorn one
Lancer
actually
type.
reminds me a lot of Wolzord's like transform state in Majin.
Oh, you're right because of the.
Well, I just meant because
the unicorn version, right? Or not? Not the horse. I assume, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
My wife's not here, so I could say unicorns aren't real.
But this is definitely giving me Wolzord vibes the first time that I saw this. So
It's
I'm just
definitely
I like the
like
color scheme.
this person who is using this mech fights like very elegantly because fencing and whatnot.
Yeah,
I would say like blacks and blue might be my favorite in terms of the way that they're looking.
Well, blue is definitely my favorite, but I think out of all of them, the one that like kind of strikes me or stands out the most, I think green, because like green is just so green. Well, it is.
It's so green.
Yeah, like out of all of them, like the one that stands out color wise is obviously green, because like obviously yellow blends with the gold, blue pops out a bit, but it's only the top half for real, and then like same with black. Black kind of works with the gold a little too well as well, but like green just like it's that just stands out to me. You know what I mean? Like it just pokes out. But yeah, I like it. I like the concept.
And yeah, this is another scan here.
Oh, Red's holding a sword.
Yes, more of that mech. It's just a pretty base mech.
That is an interesting fighting pose, I will say, for Red.
It is, which makes me like, does he have a scarf behind him? Like, what's that? What's that red thing? What was that?
That's his elbow, I think.
Not from that pose with the hand down like that. That's
wait, no, you're right. That is something else. What the heck?
Actually, it might be his elbow. That is a very weird elbow turn.
That looks uncomfortable.
It would be. I thought that was an elbow, but then I didn't realize how far out.
They're doing the most.
Yeah. I mean,
everybody else is just like number one.
I'm here.
One down, one up. I'm here.
I'm elegant.
I'm doing the most.
I'm here. I'm the Karate Kid. I'm about to crane kick someone.
Now, the one thing that I did see circling around that apparently is in the rumor mill is that the head writer for this show will actually be, I don't know, I got let down before. We'll see. Akiko Inoue.
Yes, that is what we're currently working with. There.
That is the current leading rumor for this one.
I thought that was in the actual blog that they put out, that Toei put out on their website.
Why is Black's wait, the pinky finger is holding the claw? What?
Yes, Akiko is Inoue's daughter. So obviously we know her from like several of the good episodes of Godchard, Shinobi.
Oh no, I see that super chat.
Oh. I need Red to fight like John. Just a wild man. So he's just found in the jungles. He's over here biting on some pandas and stuff, except in this case, I guess it would be some wolves.
Pandas?
Pandas.
Nice.
He's gonna have some panda named Ling Ling.
I mean, oh my god. Anyway, so
A real panda.
So grandfather trained. Grandfather once said something about training the red, right? Because the grandfather was the wolf in the past or something.
Yeah, something like that. Not another wild. You can't say not another wild man when Geki Ranger was like almost 20 years ago. Yet we've gotten dinosaurs so many times in the last 20 years.
I feel like out of every 5 Sentai seasons, at least one of them is a dinosaur season. In every group of 5.
It would have been 5 years since Re Soldier, I believe.
Yeah.
Just in time. Hooray. These are some enhanced imagerati.
Which means maybe the next season will be another dinosaur.
How we feeling about green?
Those are some funky eyebrows, but I like it.
Yeah. I like it.
The little beak they got going on over there.
Yeah, the beak and how the helmet kind of comes up together.
It at least looks different, which I like. The helmets separate them. Well, actually, are the breakpoints on the armor different for each of them as well?
No, they look to be.
No, they're the same.
Yeah, they're the same. It's really just how dramatic their helmets are in terms of how changed.
So that's a guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. That guy's giving me older brother-ish kind of.
I mean, if you can't see the dick print there, you can definitely see the dick
I
print
can't.
there. I'm just saying, there's some shadowing.
All right, I can't. But other than that, I'm just saying, this is he's giving me like older sibling energy.
I can see that. I would say his helmet's probably the one that I like the least.
I can see that. I like the ring.
It's a little bit too flat at the top. But I guess if it's like a T-Rex hammer for the transformation, then I guess it makes sense why he's got very flat head.
Hard head. Hard-headed? Maybe?
Black.
Pink. I mean black.
Black pink.
Yeah.
Black pink, yes.
All I can say, the suit actress is thick.
Alright, okay.
But I don't like how the visor portion looks like it goes wrapped around the entire head.
Yeah.
I don't like this may be weird, but I don't like under the horns where you see like the ears. I don't like that like negative space where or just black and then you see the gold come up because it feels like something's oddly supposed to be there.
Well, the thing is, it's like I wish that at least the visor was separated by this piece of the unicorn, and it wasn't just like.
Oh yeah, had it been bigger, like gone down a little further, because obviously that is like the Pegasus's face. I'm sorry, unicorn's face. It's like
Yeah, but it gets separated by this line, and it just makes me think of a unicorn that's mustache is in the wrong place. Like instead of it being down here, it's just like right here, right
there
underneath
in the middle.
the eyes. Yep.
Yeah. I mean, it's not bad. I like the lack. I mean, the pink I thought was gonna bother me a little bit more, but no, it looks nice.
I like the pink accent on it, actually.
Yeah, that's
I do think that they should have done a little bit different with the undersuit for the black, just to break up some of the monotony a little bit. But I guess that's why they put the pink on there.
Yeah.
Kind of like more like a cobalt or like gunmetal type color.
Yeah.
I think that would make.
But yeah, not bad.
And then blue obviously exudes cool energy, aka your stereotypical blue.
Yes. Always the cool person.
Yep.
I like the helmet. Probably this is my second favorite helmet.
Yeah. I would say so. Red still has the best helmet.
Yeah,
for me. So.
Agreed. But yeah, out of all of them, this helmet probably would the one I would like. It's up there. It's good.
But definitely a cool guy energy going on there.
Now, obviously,
like
being as a cat
I
and
hate
then
these-
the blue, the red.
I hate these
Yeah.
close up on these rings. They just look like shit. Like what?
Yeah.
The zoom up on these rings is just like, wow, this is indeed a prop.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, that's
Though the AI upscaling that they put on their ring made it look like a fuzzy animal. Look at that. Oh well.
Well, I mean, it would make sense for red and blue to be rivals or like opposites of each other, being as cat, dog, red, blue. You know, I can imagine them.
But they're all
having,
supposed to
a
be
rivalry.
like related in some way, shape, or form. So
That's what I'm saying. I feel like they may be like closest in age potentially. Like maybe they have like the sibling rival.
they're twins, but he's like 2 minutes older.
Maybe. I mean, he definitely seems old. He seems taller than the red one.
I mean, Red keeps being if it's not like straight up, then he's like
Yeah. Then again, red. All the red poses isn't like red typically like lean like bending in some way. And then my favorite helmet. He's definitely my favorite.
yes. You know, this is the one that they designed first. They were like, "This is great." Now let's get some other themes. Ah, fuck, I don't know. I kind of peaked with this one. It's okay. They're not gonna be red. Okay. I guess I can do what I'm gonna do.
Yo, siblings always beef. That's how it be. Even a Mod Ranger, even in a Ninja. It's just how
Even
it
in real
happens.
life, yes.
Especially in real life.
It'd be like that.
That's how it be. Yeah, he's definitely shorter than Blue, I think.
Yeah, but I mean that's common. Usually Blue is taller than Red on a lot of instances. So yeah, even remembering several different Sentai teams, yeah, Blue is usually taller than Red. Unless Red's one of those prominent Reds where they have that dominant force to them, then they end up being taller.
Yeah.
They give them that blood type O just to have that proper main character status. Hot-blooded attitude, personality.
Red is a bad mouth troublemaker, apparently.
Oh, so I'm gonna get annoyed with him.
Wait, so you said there were 20, according to Zeryu, there was apparently 20 helmets designed and they only picked 4 of them.
Oh.
And I'm like, that math doesn't work. Wouldn't they have to pick 5?
I mean, I was looking on the Discord earlier before the Windows update, so I don't have it up anymore, but there was someone trying to explain how to make proper fan art of these, and they showed a template design, which I thought was their own template, but that's the only thing that I can think of that would allude to that combination scheme that Zeru is talking about.
Okay. Also, where do you get Wizard from these helmets?
Wizard from the rings.
I mean, yeah, but they said the Gozuger helmets are just Sentai versions of Wizard. And I'm like, I get it, like, Wizard had the ring. But I get the Wizard's rings became the helmets, if that's what you mean, yeah. But, like, if you mean, like, aesthetic style to Wizards, no. If you mean concept, yeah. Oh, 4 overall designs of 20. Okay.
All right, so let me look and see what we got here in terms of the listing for toys coming out within the course of the first quarter. Oh boy!
Yay.
All right,
Is your time to shine.
So in February we got the DX Tega Sword Robo, DX Tega Sword and Sentai ring set, the DX Leon Buster. DX Tyranno Hammer, DX Gozu Leon and Tyranno Sentai rings. So they are selling these separately. So that's good. DX King Oger and Boonboomger Sentai rings. Okay, already going with the anniversary theme.
Yeah, I saw photos of those already. They look pretty neat.
Gozuger Wolf Action Hero. Tega Sword Red Action Hero. and that is their February line. Nothing in March, apparently. We go into April, and that is where we get the deluxe unicorn drill and the X Eagle shooter, which makes me confused whether or not we're gonna start this team with all 5, or is it gonna take 8 episodes before we get their
I was
Robo?
thinking,
Is this going to be
if
another
you
one
look at
where
the
it's like we
poster-
have, the first 3 and then
yeah,
green and black come
that's what I'm
along again?
thinking. Because if you look at the poster, 3 of them have the one hand thing, and then 2 don't. So I was wondering if we're gonna get 3 and then the 2 later on, because not all of them have the same like hand claw.
Another real
thing.
soldier. Sick. Right? Sorry.
I mean, they do in the poster that we got, not in that initial poster that was like, AI enhanced. But in the poster that we officially got, they all have.
See, I didn't look at the other one. I just remember the.
Now, this one that I shared, they all have the.
Yeah, they all have the claw thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
I'm going.
in the crappy one that we got, like original leaks
Yeah.
of, that's the one that they didn't have it on.
Oh, maybe it'll be a thing where it's like they don't all initially start out with having their mech. You know what I mean?
Well, the thing is, it's just like if the mech is just their,
The ring, but maybe
the transformation device transformed in giant.
Well, I was saying like maybe they either save them or they don't use them immediately, or potentially like maybe there's more to it, the transformation, than just the ring. I don't know. I was hoping there'd be like a set of rings that they would be using. You know what I mean, for these like characters.
Well, also
Like
we are
wondering-
getting the Gozu Eagle and the Unicorn Sentai rings, followed by the Rear Soldier and Dom Brothers Sentai rings in April as well.
So, where are you looking? Are you just looking at like one of those like tweet list things?
Yeah.
I know usually around the show launches, we will get the candy toy stuff as well. And if any of the gimmicks show with how they've done all the recent years with the Sentai gears and the cars and everything else, like there'll be rings that'll probably get candy toy versions of the rings. The robots will get their own mini plus sets. We'll get the Udos because they're really gung ho on candy toys. Like Bandai.
Well, it does say that in April we will get Mini Plus Set 1.
Yes, mini ply usually is like because it airs in March, right? It starts or
February. February.
It's gonna start
Yeah, so
apparently Boonboomger is going to end sooner than expected. They're going to do a kind of like a strongest battle type thing where they're going to give us like crazy anniversary event, and then Gozuger is going to start.
Is that the plan?
Usually,
yes, that's supposedly the plan.
Because the mini plus stuff comes out usually like a month after the show airs, and then the Udos usually come out about a month or so after, until the full team, all 5, are together. So, but the rings and the gimmick stuff like that, those will probably come out shortly after the show airs. But they got a lot of other stuff still coming out for Boonboomger in March, like the Killer Robo and stuff like that. So I like to spread their Sentai candy toy stuff out. I'm curious.
Yes, Boonboomger is about to end. Like, are y'all late? Like, Sentai normally ends in February, but the thing is, like, this is the 50th. They got to do something for it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's rumors swirling around that one of the crossovers that they're going to have is going to end up being pretty much Gozugers versus Dombros at first, because apparently it's going to be the Red Wolf going against all of the Red Sentai to prove that he's number 1, but he's got to take down the big dog first, which they got to get Don Momo out because we know that his power scaling is broken. So, got to get him out the way. Because, also in April, we've got the GP Ring Set 1, SG Ring Set 1, Gozuger Vinyls. Hooray, no one wants those. Don Momotaro action hero, Tyranno Ranger action hero, Robo Universe Daizujin, also releasing in April. And then in May we get Robo Universe Gal King. And that is the first quarter. Hopefully somewhere within that time Switch 2 gets announced and or released.
I don't know. I don't think they're going to announce it and then release it that quickly, would they? Yeah, they would.
I mean,
We're announcing in March, released in April.
The Switch got a whole blowout presentation in January, and they released in March. I'm just saying.
It's a good point.
So yeah, that is apparently the toy release calendar that we have on here. So yes, the rings are being sold separately, but that means 3 separate toy sets. But of course, if you're trying to get the Robo in all of its many forms, you're gonna probably have to buy that Robo 5 different times. And look, depending on the articulation of it, I might be that guy.
Get the mini plaws, man. They're so much better. So much, like, you saw my mini plug God Extreme King Osier crap. Like, that was the price of just the set Robo for King Osier, and yet for that same price I got the whole set. They're more articulate too. Plus the Danoni Taijin Festival edition is really delicious looking.
But it's mini, and I want something that's just plah.
That thing is not mini. You saw that fucking, like,
in comparison to the DX Robo.
Do you even have the DX Robo for the God King Osier?
For the God King Osier? No, I didn't get that.
No, see, you don't need you get the mini. It's like that big. It's like
it's only because the King Caucasian Castle was sold out.
I know. They just released a whole. I think they released a bundle set with all of them.
I regret not getting the rest of the God bugs.
Now knowing
all very
how
cheap on Buyee right now,
the lack of articulation we got with the Boonboomger Robo, I'm like, man, I want to go back and get everything from King Osier because at least that was good.
The mini plow for this one is the Boomer was so much more articulate than the DX one because I was watching videos. I'm like, wow, the candy toys are starting to be more articulate than the DX versions, which is crazy.
I just don't like stickering candy toys.
The mini plows aren't bad. They only get like maybe 8 or 9 stickers. It's not like doing freaking Kamen Rider ones, which are atrocious. Or the Champion Boonboomgers, where I had to do every freaking logo on the jacket as an individual sticker. That mentally broke me. Like, that was the worst situation I've ever been in.
Well, while we're also talking toys on here, we do have, I guess, leaks for Gavu toys coming up in the near future, with April being the Gavu power-up item. So obviously, tentative name. We don't know what that is yet. With the May schedule being the Kamen Rider Gavu power-up action figure. Once again, no idea. With May also having Kamen Rider Gavu power-up 2. Okay. 2 power-ups. And then June 21st being Vlam's power-up Gochizos.
Oh, jeez.
Already.
He does not need.
Well, at least they're not saying the Vlam Trooper Gochizo.
Okay.
Or Vlam Trooper Henshin Belt.
And to be fair, that's at least 3 months of Vlam without a power up. So I think that'll be enough time.
Yeah, that's true.
I think the luxury of having the shows film much earlier is that it allows them to actually get the toys out when they're still relevant, as opposed to more recently where it's just like, hey, we want to introduce new form, but we don't have a toy for that. Well, release it when you get done with it. The show's not going to be relevant by then.
True.
Not my problem.
AKA the Killer Robo coming out in March for the mini plaza. I'm like, the show's gonna be over by like 2 months.
No, more like the final form for Majade and Valverade Kudagane. They got introduced in the last episodes of Gachard. Those get released within these months, and the show's been over.
Kind of like how we're just now getting Cross Saber for the SH figure arts. It's like, oh no, good timing. The show basically just ended years ago.
Disappointments going on there. So yeah, it's like over the holidays we did get some nice news on what's coming up in terms of these points. I will say Boonboomger is not one of those shows that I'm sad to see leaving. It is one of those shows that I'm just like, good, finally. It was all right. It was a palate cleanser when it needed to. But then Good Show came out. And now it's just like, you now just became that other show. But in a
That
mixed
one
batch
show,
of other shows that are just better, because it's like I enjoy watching Ultraman more than Boonboomger. Wingman sadly ended this past weekend.
I'll have to binge watch that.
Peak finale. A little rushed, but still peak. So that was enjoyable. But then it's just like Boonboomger is just like the odd one out.
There's still time. They can stick the landing. There's time.
I mean, they didn't flounder the ball to the point that it can have a messy landing unless they really go out of their way to fuck shit up.
But it could be lackluster, so there's still that chance.
It could be like, hey, let's end things with a game of tennis. Fantastic. All right. I mean, we already did baseball and soccer. Let's go ahead and do us some tennis next, guys. Great. And then they just, so what about that BBG, though? We'll get to it when we get to it. It's tennis time now. Yeah, and that's how it ends. As Sakito digs his own grave. I mean, they could do the S-Cryad ending and just be like, all right, we're finally going to compete in this BBG, and we're going to find out who wins. And at the very end, you just see a glove up in the sky celebrating their victory, but you don't know who it is. Because they all have the same glove.
You could just S-Cryad, at least they had the fight. They did have the fight.
Yes, but S-Cryad was good.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. It was amazing. I love that show.
Yeah.
I forced John to watch it. He loved it.
Yeah, it was a fantastic show. Even though I had Sunrise same face syndrome of the early 2000s. But otherwise...
Mira won the race, lol. What?
In terms of who won the BBG. Mira, you know their certified driver that only got to drive Taya's car during the film? That one and only time. Which, by the way, if y'all have not seen the Boonboomger film, it is absolutely not necessary to anything that's happening unless you wanted to find out that old princess girl took Mira's Boom Boom Changer, implying that, yes, they've had reserve Boom Boom Changers for a while. So even the excuse of maybe he made that after the Flint episode is no longer a viable excuse because...
Did they sub the movie already?
Yeah, we watched it on Sunday on Twitch.
I haven't
it was actually out for like a little bit. It's a 30-minute thing that
I wish I cared about the film. That doesn't feel like a film.
Yeah, I wasn't in a rush to watch this one.
Yeah, it's not monumental.
Yeah, it's not like the King Oger.
I will say the only thing monumental that it did was during the ending dance number, Sakito was actually a part of the physical cast dancing. Blew my mind.
He does exist.
Yes, he's there. He's doing stuff. He's dancing with I guess the friends. He got invited to the cookout once.
The friends
at one time. Every other time he's just been on FaceTime.
Yeah.
That's it. It's just like, all right, go dance for everybody. Outside of that, yeah, there was nothing eventful about that film. Just like the Daybreak film. That was a thing.
Yeah.
Great teaser. Fantastic trailer for that film. Then you watch the film and then you're like,
yeah, I'm good.
Yeah. This is definitely a Gotcha thing. Y'all excited for graduations though?
No.
What are you hoping to get out of gotcha on graduations?
Nothing.
Yeah.
I'm hoping for an
I ain't gonna watch
apology.
it.
I'm hoping for an apology from the staff at the very end.
It's a 35-minute apology video, like a YouTube style one, where it's
But
like,
please
it just says,
understand.
sorry. ...
It's just gonna have the staff looking all like,
The black and white filter
Bad.
on it.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's like, we realize now the show we were talking about and what we gave you don't align properly. So we'd like to say sorry.
But the kids enjoyed it, and that's all that matters. And I was like, bitch, they didn't buy your toys.
Mm-mm.
You can see
They
the cards
enjoyed buying
drop
the
the second we
cards. They didn't
saw.
enjoy watching the show.
The second we saw what the show was, we stopped buying.
Yeah. Well, I mean, some of you stopped buying. We don't talk about that.
Why does it need to be a Spanner film when apparently Lactis is getting her own thing? Why is he not? God, this is. This show. All right. So, it is the beginning of a brand new year. It is 2025. I need y'all to lay me some flaming hot predictions of what you predict could happen in 2025 Toku related. Like what is your blistering hot like you gotta look at the anniversaries we got. We got Hibiki. We got Garo. Yep. We got Maji Ranger. Ninja. Boo. What else happened in what happened 2014 in Toku? I mean 2015 in Toku. You know, I noticed that when I was New Year's syndrome, anytime I'm like filling out paperwork and I'm putting the date, I still put 24 at the end. I got everything else right. I was like 1, 2, 24, and I was like, oh fuck, I put 24.
Yeah. At work, we had the Sunday sort of mutual understanding contract that when doing certain forms, we have to put 2025 because it will mess up a lot of things. Just understand just to make sure we're paying attention.
Like how I put 2025 in Toku and I get 2025 on Roku. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Yes, tell me about Roku stuff.
I love
What happened in 2015 when it comes to Ultraman?
You're forgetting the most anniversary thing ever. In January 25th, 2005, we got a park bench. It's the park bench 20th anniversary. That is all that matters.
Yeah, but how come the only Blade anniversary thing that we got this last year was in Outsiders?
We also got a stage show. And we got a Chalice CSM, so I want you to shut your whore mouth.
But Outsiders where we got actual actor.
Listen, the world cannot handle the quality of what a Blade like V Cinema or anniversary special. So we'll give them a stage show. We'll give it to them live. All the panties were dropping. I saw the clips. Everyone loved it. But
you got Tachibana in Outsiders. He got a king form.
Yes.
And then that was it.
Because he's the only one who deserved a king form. Okay. Langle, Mutsuki doesn't get a king form. Screw that bitch. He's a little emo kid.
Oh, so you're saying we shouldn't get a Chalice king form?
Listen.
Chalice doesn't need one.
Go already. He doesn't need one. He got wild form. That shit was crazy.
True. He's already got the best
suits. Yeah, he didn't need it. He's a photographer. He is basically...
Yeah, but who else got Joker that was just like alternate color Joker?
All right, listen. We don't need to go down that route, okay? Okay?
Like, I need him to have like a broken heart form concept thing going on.
Okay, that'd actually be kind of cool.
We're just sad.
Give them time. Give them time. Let's see how the CSM.
So we'll wait for the 30th anniversary. Okay.
No, we can. What if they drop something on January 25th for the 20th anniversary of the Park Bench? That'd be amazing. Premium Bandai Park Bench for everybody.
I have absolutely no faith that that's going to actually end up being a thing.
I don't either. Just like most people on social media, Toei doesn't respect Blade like it should be.
Let's see.
It's peak. Cloudy's the only one who understands. He's the only one who respects Blade.
Well, that's your respected Blade. Hello, Blade.
Yeah, I do.
He does, but he doesn't have faith in Blade stuff. See, I have faith that Toei doesn't fully forget.
Look, this year, I just looked it up, will be 30 years after the original Mighty Morphin Power Rangers film. Will we get something ooze related? Is the ooze loose?
I don't think the ooze is loose. No. I don't think the ooze is loose.
Hasbro would have to care to do something for the anniversary of it.
Yeah. Well, they can
probably
give us a typoed shirt.
Yeah.
That would be great. A nice typoed shirt saying Evan Ooze, and it's going to have Drago on there covered in ooze. Better hit him up. That'd be
no. I could see them maybe doing. I could see them doing like that. Maybe at like the bare minimum, like a 20th, like what? Not 30th anniversary, like freaking Blu-ray.
Also,
but then they'll have to include Turbo with it because no one will buy Turbo movies, so they'll have to include it with it. Kind of like when you bought Ghostbusters Afterlife, but it came with a digital code for the 2016 Ghostbusters film. Because no one was buying it, they had to like give you a digital code for it in all the Ghostbuster collections.
We could get an O-Ranger 30th. But they kind of did that with King Ogers in Space, which is disgusting that they did that, but okay. Too soon.
What if we get a new Metal Hero?
Then Sentai is definitely over. We've replaced it with Metal Heroes.
I would like a Metal Hero. Or maybe like a new Gridman.
B-Fighter was what aired 30 years ago in 1995. So, hey, if we...
Ooh. They started B-Fighter merch last year, though, so they could release the rest because they only did Beat Blue and Beat Black for their like SMP family lines. They only did the Memorial, I think it was last year, for their changer. I don't think they released anything else.
I think Memorials happened 2 years ago, was it early last year? I can't remember.
I know a lot of people bought it last year.
Yeah. I know we'll get the. I get the feeling we'll get like either a Margie Ranger, Memorial Changer. Memorial.
The thing comes back. My long shot for anything Margie Ranger related is that they actually do a follow-up or a crossover event, and we actually do get all the actors back, even though I know that it is a long shot. Just because of actors retiring and Kai's actor becoming huge in those 20 years. So,
well, usually they come back for these anniversaries. They come out of retirement. Wasn't
for retirement, yes, I guess so, because it's retirement. But the bigger actors, that becomes a little bit difficult because of their scheduling.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, we know Maji Yellow's going to show up because anytime there's a Toku going up and they hit him up, he's just like, I was waiting for this call. Like, I got nothing going on. My schedule's free.
You like the Kelson Henderson of Sentai.
So, yeah.
No one got that. It's okay.
Yeah, I did not catch that. Right.
So I got distracted. Someone was deep frying a black bear, and I was like, I'd eat that.
Yeah, I might have to dip in like 10 because my.
We're almost done anyway. This is literally like the last portion of things.
Stream's about to finish soon.
And then after that, it's more Marvel Rivals.
Yeah, I don't know if I'll get on because, like I said, I'll probably be pulling apart this
I might
desk
jump
I've
on.
got now, and then who are we maining
I might
right
jump
now?
on.
Like I got some practice in at Spider-Man, and I did pretty good.
I'm
Punisher.
still between Mantis, Iron Fist / Shang-Chi, because that's what I keep calling him.
Mhm.
Well, technically, you're not wrong exactly.
Yeah, there's reasons that we don't need to say out loud why.
For me, it's got to be I still do what do you call it? Bucky, no, Winter Soldier,
Mhm.
and Star-Lord.
I had a really good move as Hulk the other day. I kind of wish I saved it. I met Hulk's like clap.
Mm.
And he can do it. Yeah, I jumped up and I stopped a Wonder from popping her ultimate just in time.
Ooh, nice.
I'm just like, get the fuck out of here, bitch.
Shut up, bitch.
I've gotten pretty all right with Iron Man because that was one that I was like, God, these flight controls, and I was like, oh, these flight controls.
Oh.
I can't get used to the flight controls at all because I tried playing as like Wanda and stuff, and I was like, I can't. So I just stick to Punisher and Rocket because I do like to heal from that.
Wonder doesn't fly.
Oh, she does. She does hover.
Yeah, she
levitate.
levitates. Yeah,
Okay.
any of the controls where I'm not just standing on the ground and I levitate, hover, because I know Hella does too. It's like, nope, can't do it.
I can't get into Iron Man. Yeah, it's true. His flight controls are a bit weird for me.
Why give a small clue of what Starlight? I don't know what you're talking about.
Star-Lord plays like Tracer. If you ever played Tracer, or
I like Punisher
Yeah.
though because I got the season pass for season 0 almost done. So I was like,
Yeah, I
and
got
bought the
that done.
premium
Punisher
version
is
of the
great.
costume.
If you are playing on like push the payload, you put your turret on the payload. You're constantly just moving with the enemy with the moving like it's
Yeah, Bastion.
Me and my friend just do the freaking Doctor Strange glitch where he puts the little freaking teleporter in front of me and I jump in the turret and then he puts it over the top of them and I just rain bullets on them. So we just keep doing that every game we play.
Yes.
Well, looking at anniversaries for this year, Mark, I'm surprised you didn't mention this one. Ghost.
Listen, I
He's dead.
will be working
He's dead.
on something for Ghost because
said
I
that
do
in
have a
Blade.
Ghost helmet.
You did say that for Blade, and then you never did.
No,
Where-
I didn't. I got
where's
merch and people bought it. That's all I cared about.
where's your big 2-hour long like?
Where's your Blade
I
video
don't
where you're
wanna
on an
name-
actual park bench?
where you're on the
I don't
casting
want-
couch talking to the staff, everybody glistening with baby oil. There might
What
be
kind
milk
of
there.
what kind of review is this? Hold on.
I don't want to name any names. There's a content creator who also likes Blade. We were talking. I was like, you know what we should do? We should just do a whole entire complete retrospective. Every episode, we just sit there, watch it, and talk about it. And I just do a super cut of everything.
I know
I mean,
who
you
you're
don't-
talking about.
I think we know who you're talking about. There's only like
Yeah,
2 Blade
yes.
fans online that I
Yeah.
see.
Yeah.
There are. Then I was like, also, we could talk about the book. We're not going to talk about the retconning from a certain Kamen Rider show that does not exist, even though it has some great forms in it.
Don't know what you're talking
Care
about, but go
It's
on.
a trash show because it retconned. And then I was like, and then I have the stage show. I was like, we watch the stage show, talk about that. I was like, my thing is, I don't want to edit. Okay, so if I
I've
can
done
get
this
someone
fucking
else to collaborate
Vaporeon
with me
so
to
many
edit,
times.
I don't have to do it. And yeah, no, I was just like, you know what? I'm just not gonna do anything with Blade because I just didn't feel like it. Plus, I had a lot of shit going on this year that kind of cut back my content output.
Can I say?
Mainly, I don't want to edit, but
Yeah.
plus,
Look, I
no
can
one's
tell
gonna
you
watch
someone-
it because no one likes Blade. Only one
someone
person made a really long form Blade video and they shit on it, and now everyone thinks Blade is bad. And I have been hounding this creator because I was like, there should be a revisionist history of Kamen Rider Blade.
This is where Ash
Wow,
goes
way
in
to
the dark
just,
because he plays
say
neutral
everything.
game.
I'm just gonna go leave.
I'm neutral about it. I'm just
Bye, guys.
saying.
We all know
People-
Ash is the Poland of the Toku community.
Yes, he is.
Hey.
And I'm
Ash, it's a compliment. You're Switzerland.
Oh, okay.
But no, I was just like, no one watches Blade content because most people don't want to watch Blade because everyone I see on Twitter lately, people talk about Blade. They're like, don't spoil Blade. I'm like, it came out 20 years ago. Like,
If you haven't watched it by now, when are you going to?
Just log
And certain
through
people say it's-
those beginning 10, 11 episodes, and then you get to the good stuff.
there's a certain person who every time they're at a Toku related Power Ranger convention or anything, they call me on my phone to tell me Blade is trash, but they have me on speakerphone and usually around other people in the Toku space. So then I continue. I just go into.
I've heard this story before.
I dog walk them. And
I've heard this story before.
And it happens every freaking 4 or 5 times a year. I get a phone call and I'm like, "Oh, who's in the car with you? Oh, these other people." I was like, "Go ahead, say it out loud. I dare you." And then I'm like, "All right, my turn." And then I just go in and then I hang up.
I've heard that story before.
So I don't like. I learned my lesson. I'm not going to share my love of Blade in the form of video content. People don't deserve it.
I'm just saying. I think
It's too good.
there's 2 seasons of Rider that maybe got that what Mark was describing, that treatment, and they happen to be 2 of my favorite seasons too. So it's like, damn.
I do think that more recently than not, like Heisei 1 in general has just been getting shit on.
Which is weird considering you have shows like you got Kiva, you have Blade, you have
And those are all shows that get dogged on. Look, what are you talking about? Fai's got dogged on for the longest time as well. Agito was great until a certain person made a video about it. So
I'm just saying, those are all, if you've watched those shows, you would know they're really good shows. They're very well written, paced.
Form your own opinions, people. Don't go based off of other people's opinions. Like,
which technically includes my opinion right here, but I'd still defend it.
I would genuinely just say, if you're watching people like me or anyone else that does reviews for stuff like that, and you look at how we break things down, it's great to look at other people's perspective, but don't use that as the basis for your own opinion. Use that as either supplemental things that you can either refute or find correspondence with.
Or my personal opinion. Watch the freaking show.
Because it's the way that it goes.
Like, because my thing is, I wouldn't mind so much if people had actually just watched the shows and then they decide to, drive their own opinion based on what they saw. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just like, guys, it's not. We're not gonna say anything, but it's just like, obviously there are these shows, they're out here, and like I don't mind if like having arguments, because people will have disagreements about some things. Some things I like that other people don't. Frick, I like Saber, and I have to go up against Giga every day, who will take his chance to throw shots at Saber left and right and center. Doesn't mean we don't like agree on like things that are objectively good about the show, or things that are not so good about the show and stuff like that too. So, it's a mixed bag. There are certain reasons. The one thing I will never accept is a certain person's opinion on Tsurugi. Why? Why do you think Tsurugi sucks? You know who you are.
He was the thing is like he was, once again, like going back to like an earlier statement, was that Heisei 1 had that phase where it's like it was edgy, but then it had those moments of like campiness and camp
comedy,
like,
and Tsurugi was both of those things.
Tsurugi started off as a very serious character, but then became like the comedic relief, but in a good way.
And then he came back with a serious.
Exactly, and I thought that was like great character design. And they hit us with the feels at the end. And it's just like, man, I hated this guy. Then I was feeling him, and then like what happened to him, and I was just like, why am I crying? And that's a good character.
Perfect character arc. We discussed about Tsurugi earlier. I was discussing it with like Sai in Discord. It's pretty cool. But just so I'm clear, and just so no one takes that what I said out of context, the person I said who doesn't like Tsurugi isn't like a creator or anything. They're a person on the Discord server that I've talked to them about this a lot. And I'm just like, why don't you like Tsurugi? And they're like, he's just so weird. And I'm like, really?
The thing is, like, we're always up for a proper debate, whether or not we like things or not, because I mean, we all have different opinions from each other. A lot of times we can agree on things, a lot of times we can disagree on things, but the entire point is just to have that friendly debate regarding on the differences and the agreements that we can at least coalesce around. That's healthy discussion. That's the way it should be. Correct. If you don't like being around people that have a different opinion of you, then I think that fandom is just not a proper medium to coalesce around people, because fandom is going to have.
We're just discussing fandom. It's like, because one of the biggest examples I would have to say is Mark and me with Saber. It's like, I used to despise Saber, and then Mark's like, no, you got to marathon that bitch. You can't just like watch it week to week. It sucks week to week. And it's like, it's true. It did suck week to week. But then I marathoned it with like CZ, a few friends from the Discord server, and John. And I'm not gonna lie, like having other people watch the show with me definitely helped with the enjoyment factor. But when you get to like just speed through a lot of the stuff with the show, the pacing does help. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
When
Saber week to week.
Sucked.
Like I was out episode 2. Like I was out episode 2, and then
but once it got
when I watched
to
it,
it was good.
yeah. When I watched it, it's just like it was still like a slog in the beginning because it's like new character every fucking episode.
Yeah,
get the fuck out of here. And then they finally got to the meat and potatoes, and I was like, this is great. And then they killed off the great part, and then they were like, here's this guy, and I was like, I fucking hate y'all.
Oh yes, no, don't get me wrong. I still stand by it. There's a cliff around episode 36 that once you get to it, it's like you just there's no.
I still hate that people told me to watch the film, and then I watched the film.
Oh yeah, you watched
like,
the.
Yeah,
it's not a film. It's a special Zio. It's shorter than the.
And then once we got to like the proper debut, I was like, this is more shit than they gave me in that film.
The debut explains more than the film, which is why I said, why are you watching this? You don't have to do it.
They told me I had to.
Chat told me to do it. I'm like, chat is stupid. This is what I said.
The Falcon one.
Chat. I love you.
Yeah.
Because Trio of Deep Sin is fantastic, except for that one.
It is.
Yeah, overhyped the fuck out of that.
Nah, that's great.
Nah, that was so cinematic, and I like that style. Like, I would love a show filmed with that quality.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And that care, it would be
fantastic. It was like proper drama, like because we saw
you
that
mean
earlier.
Amazon season 1.
No, actually earlier in Saber itself. Because do you remember the Primitive Dragon debut episode?
Mm-hmm.
The episode right after that, it opens up with like that style of filming with Shoma killing every single member of his team, and I'm like, what is this? And then that's what they used for the film of like Trio of Their Sins. So I was like, that's actually kind of cool that they did bring that style back. That it was in the show the whole time. They just didn't use it. Also, chat, when I call you stupid, I call the collective of chat stupid.
He called everybody except for him stupid.
Well, he said collective, so yes, he is calling the chat.
Yes, I am calling the chat stupid. But I do love 100%. You guys. It's just that
the VTuber called you guys stupid, by the way.
Yeah,
there's a reason why I don't talk to VTubers.
Okay, all right, fair enough. All right, cool.
Because they get to hide behind an avatar. You're not willing to show their real emotions.
I'm showing you my real emotions. I'll tell you how I feel right now. I'm pissed.
I'm like reading.
Yes.
Meanwhile, on like my side monitor, it's just been the.
Listen, I love chat, but you got to admit,
cool guy Blue Gozuger out here.
You guys remember what happened during the drip off for the Reds? What happened, huh? All right, and you're gonna tell me chat isn't stupid at times. Who won the first half of the drip off in the Reds? Carter. That's right. And whose fault was that? Chat.
And us for voting.
To be fair, it's not wrong.
To be fair, a Kamen Rider like won the fucking trip.
Wait, did the Kamen what?
Well, we had that one drip off the last one. Kotaro won it all.
Did he? No, I thought that was the Marvelous one. Yeah. Marvelous one.
Kotaro Minami is the winner.
Show me this. Where is this slander?
He was the winner.
Let me see the VODs. I gotta go check the VODs.
He's gonna audit it.
Yes.
Because I'm positive it was.
Do them audits.
I was gonna. I'm positive. When was the drip off? Sunny is behind the paywall.
Oh. Good old Sunny. Only saw that like once.
Never doing it again. I mean,
you're too taxing.
A little bit.
But you got money. You can get yourself a better graphics card.
That's fine. I do have a better graphics card. It's not the graphics card. I need a better. What do you call it? It's It's the engine I made the model in itself. Like this engine, this model actually runs really fine and smooth. It's the fact that I made this in a free software to make like the avatar, like I could pay for one.
Dragon Ball Z Abridged. I've actually never seen the Abridged series for anything ever.
The Hellsing and Dragon Ball ones, yeah.
I feel like there were too many people in my circle back in the day that overhyped them, and I was that one hipster person that because of their overhyping it, I was like, "No, I'm okay now watching it."
I feel like you should watch the Housing one, Housing Ultimate one.
the Hellsing
That's very
is great.
special.
So I've
All the
never
fi-
watched
all the-
Dragon Ball Z Abridged, Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged, none of those at all.
I think
All the
Hellsing
final-
Abridged is
any
the
of
one
those
that's
either.
worth it to watch.
Or the Final
Although there's the
Fantasy
shit.
one, or the Final Fantasy one. That's
Yeah, that one's
done by
good
Tuck.
too.
Yeah, that if you play
that
Final
FF one.
Fantasy 7, you'll like that one.
Yeah, they did that one really well. I hate how they had to
Mhm.
rush everything though for that.
Yeah.
They hit too much the mainstream, and then I was just like, I don't care. No.
Well, they're not mainstream too much anymore. I think they've.
Well, yeah, because it fell off. But that's the thing. It's like there's still people that like quote it to this day.
I'm never
I know,
using
yeah.
my female model again. Don't even think about it.
There's sometimes in which people would quote things that just fall on deaf ears for me, and I'm just like, I don't know what you're talking about. Abridged. Which one?
It's, I mean, just anything from Team 4-Star. Great stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, that was like the OG shit going on back then, but I was just like, nah, that's not what I was into at the time.
Although Takahata 101 is now a VTuber.
Yeah.
No, do what you got to do.
Yeah, listen, it worked for him. I like it.
He.
Oh, man, I still got a catfish John with my VTuber that I gotta make. I forgot about that.
Use a proper voice filter for it.
Yeah, no, that's the whole thing. I was like, yeah, I got to catfish him.
If I ever
Just
bring
fun.
Sunny back,
Shits and giggles.
do I get a voice filter? No.
Oh, I now saw in the private chat the link that you sent me, and
Yeah.
it is same legs. Everybody got the same legs.
Damn.
Let's see.
Oh wait, how often do you think like people take it to heart, like the whole draw your because there's a difference between draw your opinion in Toku, I would say, than just being wrong about something. You know what I mean?
I would just say my opinion. That's why I'm like, oh, in my opinion, yeah, you go through all my videos unless it's candy, toy related stuff, where I never will ever give my opinion as a factual statement unless I'm saying Blade is amazing.
I get that. I don't think like that's what I mean. I just meant like, because like, do you know there's people that like misunderstand like something about a show and they think one thing and technically not. You know what I mean?
I think the issue that I have is when I go on a Discord server in which people don't know me at all, and I just start giving some baseline reasonings for why I don't like certain things about shows. And they're like, well, explain yourself. And I was like, I'm not, because I've already done so many videos on this that I do not feel like regurgitating the same thing that I spent hours editing and thus, you know, yada, yada. Like, I have a reason why I don't want to keep reiterating the same information. I did all this shit, like, work-wise. And they're like, oh, so you can't really think of a reason then. It's like, no, I just don't want to literally regurgitate the information that I spent hours editing.
Here's what I say. I hate when people say that too. When people are like, "Oh, you don't like something," it's like, "What's your reason for it?" And it's like, "Well, I just don't like it. Can that not be my?"
Well,
reason?
the thing is, it's just like I'd be like, I have a laundry list of reasons. I just don't feel like listing them now because I've done content on it for hours regarding it.
No, that
so
point
you
I
can't list the
understand.
reason. It's just
But
like
I do agree that I do think though that to some extent, if someone says they don't like something and they can't like give you like a proper reason why they don't like something, other than it's like it's just not my vibe or I just don't gel with it, you kind of have to just accept that because like some things just don't work with you.
Mhm.
I don't go to the Discords and say anything. So
thing is, I'm in several Discords and I don't say anything, but sometimes I'll see a conversation going and I just feel like chiming in. But then folks will just be like, well, then what's your reasoning on this? Like, care to explain it? So I'm like, I don't feel like explaining. Like, I've done this so many times. I just don't feel like explaining. But then they'll use that as a sign of weakness. Like, then you've got no point. It's like, no, I've got points. I just don't feel like reiterating them again.
But it's like you bring up one point and then someone will try to like cut you off and then they counter that point and it's like, let me finish my whole stance and statement before you start picking it apart. You know what I mean? Because maybe you'll understand something from my point of view. You know what I mean?
I will say that there is a difference between people that consume the stuff weekly and multiple times per week, just breaking down the nitty gritty details and shit, and the people that just watch it in passing, maybe as a background type thing. And they're just like, yeah, it's just noise in the background, but I like them fight scenes, so this is actually really good. And they don't pay attention to the plot. They'll have a very stark different opinion to folks, because I would find that the majority of people that actually do like Gotchard are those people that didn't pay attention to a story beat whatsoever. They only watched it for the fight scenes, and they were like, that's cool.
The fight scenes were
There's a story?
All right. I got a dip, but it's been fun.
All right. Cool. Well, happy New Year, happy desk building, and next week you'll have to show off.
And I'll have to DM you so we can talk about the Massiverse card game.
Oh yeah. I'll have to tell you. Kyle sent me a DM saying, "What's your address?" And I was like, "Oh no, he's gonna dox me."
Damn.
But no.
You're telling me DM, dude. I wonder what you gotta let me know what he sends you.
Yeah. I think I have an idea, but yeah, we'll see. But also, my Supermassive card is on the way, and my return MMPR the return. But from what I've heard from American people, there's no UPS tracker on it, so it just shows up whenever it shows up.
And I heard a lot of people are missing stuff on it too.
Yeah, that as well. It's like 2 packages that they send you.
Yeah, so I'm like worried. I'm worried about that because I got the higher tier one, so I'm like, if I'm missing anything, I'll be pissed.
No, absolutely. I'll have to go back and see what I was meant to get, but I'll catch you guys later. And maybe see you in Marvel Rebels. Bye.
All right. See you
later.
I don't remember what we were discussing.
We were discussing all the criticism, or rather, not really, because it really just depends on how you manage to form your opinion. So
I will say this.
Catching up on the chat while I missed, and I just want to say, so I get, because Blaze brought up Thomas Jujubee. I actually like, and this is like my weird hot take, I kind of like people who are positive about shows, even if
true, it makes them more enjoyable.
Because like that's me with Saber. That's how I was with Saber, but also like my algorithm, I've been like curating it because it was getting kind of filled with a lot of that, like everyone shitting on everything that in existence, and I'm like, let me try and curate this to like people who actually just like have fun and just enjoy the shows for what they are. Because I didn't do that with Gotchard because it's trash. But besides like Saber, I enjoyed for what we got presented. I understood production issues, but it's like I kind of like how positive it was about Gotchard because I was like, hey, someone found some enjoyment in this freaking show.
Well, the thing is, it's like I found it to be kind of interesting when Gavu came out, and I was like being cautiously optimistic, but I was still like really liking it. And then obviously second episode came out, and I was just like nonstop love affair. But then I started seeing videos going like, "Is this show overhyped?" Like all that stuff about it, and it's just like, God, there's always like these counteractions on certain things.
Yeah,
and it's like for me that has a very critical eye, and normally finds like the smallest of flaws to pick at for like hours on end to find a show that I'm actually enjoying pretty much every single episode. I'm just like
times, mind you, like
it's like I'm having Down Bro syndrome all over again. The thing is, Down Bros hit a different beat, but this is like from a narrative perspective, I'm really enjoying what I'm getting with Gavu. It's just like, hey.
Yeah. I'll also say this. There is definitely a difference between watching a show, binging it and then watching it week to week.
Yes.
And I think like for certain shows, obviously it helps, but certain shows, like certain shows, it helps to watch it week to week versus like binge, even though I would say majority of shows get better when you can watch more of it and go at your own pace. You know what I mean? But I think Gav is one of those shows that I'm actually liking the fact that I have to watch it week to week so that I can let it marinate every single episode. You know what I mean?
There's so much shit to discover with it. Like as I put out a whole YouTube short dissecting the alphabet of the
I saw
show.
that.
And I put in some work because I was literally trying to. Originally, I was actually just going to do some drawn out like lettering for it and just put that on there. But I was like, no, people know me for putting out some quality shit. I'm not going to put some drawing of like the text on here. Let me make proper vectors of it all, and shit like that. So let me. So I spent a good 5 hours working on a nice minute long YouTube short. Hooray. But the thing is, it's like Gavu's that good to the point that the alphabet for it is actually something useful within the context of the show, to the point when they show you something written in GNU text, if you know the alphabet, you can start going like, oh, it's kind of like knowing Grongi and watching Kuga back in the day. It's like, oh shit, I know everything. I know everything before it's about to happen.
Because it's like, I'm not gonna lie, if this show was already finished and I was just binging it, I would hate it if someone had like spoiled or ruined maybe the mystery aspect of the show. Because like, I'm happy that I'm watching it week to week rather than binging it, because it's like there's so much unknown about it, and there's so much that other people also don't know. So there's this conversation about it. Someone can't just tell me I'm wrong about a theory I'm having. It's like we'll find out together, like maybe next week or the week after. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like I'm enjoying that. It's like refreshing. I haven't had that in a long time with like these Toku shows specifically. I think the last time we were kind of close to getting something like that was with Geeks, right?
Yeah, maybe? I mean the very beginning of Geeks, yeah.
Yeah, and now it's more of like then it kind of dipped a bit. And Gotchard, I didn't have that conversation at all because I didn't even care about the show. So
nope.
You could have been right. I wouldn't have cared. But yeah, oh god. My throat.
Yeah, always Mark Smoke getting to you all the way over there. I mean, that's some long distance.
But what is
I
that?
got
Is
iron
that,
lung.
blueberry pie?
Iron lung. We're not the same.
Is that blueberry pie?
No. This is watermelon ice.
Ooh,
cool,
nice flavor. But no, it's I like the fact that the show lets you. It's a mystery that you got to put together the pieces to. There's a lot of theories you can have. Being right or wrong is part of the enjoyment about it. So I'm happy that I'm actually watching the show week to week rather than binging. That's kind of what I need. Like, I feel like this is one of those few shows that got better because you're watching it every day.
Maybe Black Sun could have been better had we actually digested it week to week as opposed to people trying to binge watch it all at once.
You saw the end of episode 10? I don't think so.
Well, to be fair, that would have been like dropping the ball ending, and that was indeed.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. I feel like it would have been worse if I watched it week to week, only because of that ball drop.
Speaking of something that I haven't watched yet, I downloaded. Did anyone take a glimpse at the serialized version of Shin Kamen Rider that's done episode style?
No,
that sounds cool. Not. I have to download it because I have the Blu-ray set, and
I wonder how they break it down.
Haven't.
Yeah, so they legit broke it down into like episode style, and it's got intro and outro and all that shit. I gotta check that shit out.
I want to see that.
How it is. But apparently they did add in some extra footage for the end, because remember last year when we were talking about that they were filming some additional scenes that did show Hayato with some longer hair.
Oh,
I'm curious.
Fighting with the Nigo plus Ichigo helmet. So I haven't seen anybody talk about it, but I know like the episodes have been. I downloaded them. I just have not watched them yet.
I want to watch them. That sounds good.
Right now. I just need to know if there's more Scorpion Og in
probably
episode version.
I don't know. They didn't film anything additional for that, so it might just be whatever they have.
We don't know what they already filmed. I mean, they might have some extra stuff. I just need like a little bit more. Maybe a slow-mo scene. Maybe some rain.
I'm just saying. I think. No. I like that aspect. It's just like Shin Kamen Rider was my favorite film that came out that year. That was insane.
That was a good film, and I do feel that a lot of people were shitting on it for the wrong reasons.
It's good when my wife does not like Toku. She saw Shin Ultraman with me, Godzilla -1, and Shin Kamen Rider, and she loves Shin Kamen Rider.
I took my workmates.
We have rewatched it on Prime,
and they liked it.
She watched it on her own. She rewatched it on her own on Prime one day. I'm like, "What are you watching?" She's like, "Oh, the Kamen Rider movie we saw in theaters." I'm like,
Mind you, none of
what
them like
happened
anime or like writer and stuff like that. All my workmates, all the only things they talk about are sports and gambling for the most part. I took them to watching Kamen Rider, and they loved it.
It's good film.
Oh, there we go. I found it. 6.3 gigs. No, that's not good enough. I need the 4K one. 12.4 gig. There we go. I'm gonna watch this in 1080p like a freaking Neanderthal. What am I?
Yeah, I need to play that on my TV upstairs, since now that I
The
got that
OLED?
whole I got the Dolby Atmos setup upstairs.
Dude, that's a game changer because I got the Dolby Atmos in the living room with the 68-inch TV, and I got the Govee light that
I got a
projects the light based
75-inch
off the
TV,
screen.
75-inch with the Dolby Atmos.
Got to
and
get the
just, like,
Govee. Get the Govee TV light. It's a
I
game
changed up my
changer, I
whole
swear.
seating arrangement just so the acoustics would hit better, the bounce effect would hit better.
So what's the OLED is still in the basement?
The OLEDs are still in the downstairs, so I still have my OLED here and the OLED in the bedroom, because the thing is they have discoloration issues. So I just have the Sony 75-inch. It's LED, but it's full array LED backlighting, so the HDR is actually really good on it. Still, it's not as good as OLED, but still, it's pretty good. OLED's still top tier.
Let me send you the link. Oh, it's on sale. I'm gonna send you the link real quick. I'm putting the private because you need this. Because this gaming, everything else like this is like
Nuts.
that's not even. Why did it copy the whole link?
What's
Stupid ass.
I was like, what the
link?
You sent
What
me
is it?
6 letters.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. I was like, Mark, is this like a
There we
promo
go.
code you got for this?
No. No. I mean, I am Amazon affiliate, but I didn't do the link because I'm not signed in because Windows. Excuse me. That with gaming, we were. I was testing out because I had to like calibrate it a bit because you have to use the app on your phone. So I put Revenge of the Sith on there for the whole volcano fight scene and everything. The lights were matching. I was like, oh, it's so perfect. Then I have my TV spaced enough away from the wall where it lights up the whole wall. But man, watching like Godzilla -1 with that, and then I watched like Shin Kamen Rider with it, and I was like, damn, this is just.
For those that are confused by what Mark's talking about, if you saw obviously most of y'all probably can tell you're on YouTube right now. You know when YouTube did that update where it made that weird thing around videos where it would change like the accents around the video being pretty much the outer edges of the color scheme that you would see on the videos. At first, people were like, I don't like this. And then people were like, this is all right. This is all right around the video feed where you see like the coloration. That's essentially the same thing, but just for regular TV. It's an LED strip that looks at the coloration that's currently displayed on your TV and plays that on the LED strips behind it.
Yeah, it has a nice little adapter that goes on your TV. Look, if you follow me on Twitter or X or even Instagram, like I post a lot of video clips and photos whenever I calibrate it and test it with different like visually appealing, like vibrant color movies, like the end of Harry Potter and was it the Deathly Hallows, whatever the last one was, when him and Voldemort were fighting. You see the red on one side, the green on the other, and it matched. I was like, oh, so good.
Nice.
No, it's actually it's not like just the LED light. Like it has a little adapter that can sense what's on your TV for color patterns, and it matches it against the wall. So it's not just an RGX mode type thing. It's you can do ambient mode where like if I'm watching classic horror, black and white horror films, I have it just pulsating red or just solid red. But it's on sale on a Mac because I bought it when it was full price. I'm not a pro gamer anymore. I was back in the day. There's some photos of me with a big cardboard tech from playing Halo 2 and Gears.
The thing is, since my living room has like indents between the wall and the ceiling, I put in 200 feet LED strips completely around it. And they're the monster ones, so I can control them using my phone.
Yeah.
And have them run in different kinds of scenery mode. So I had that going on. So
can you set them to like the sound activated ones for those ones, the monster ones?
I could, but it does rely on me having my phone on the entire time.
Oh, okay.
Because it goes based off of the audio from like what my phone microphone picks up.
If you get,
but they were on clearance.
You could add the monster ones to the Govee app, so that way when the Govee one on the TV goes off, it'll sync with the monster ones. Mm-hmm. I had to do that because in my old YouTube videos, you could see that I had all when I had the black shells with the LED, those were all sound activated and this and that. And I was like, oh, that's cool. But then I was like, when I took them off, I was like, I'm going to just use them over in the other side of the living room.
Philips makes an OLED?
Yep.
Let me take a look at this. Oh, I see now.
But I don't know. I like my Samsung and my Sony TVs and stuff like that.
All right, guys, it's midnight. I've taken enough cold medicine. I'm gonna go to sleep.
Okay.
Feel better, sir.
I won't, but thank you.
I will. If any Garo stuff pops up and I don't message you first, let me know in case I didn't see it because we got to spend money.
I'm buying it all.
I know you are. That's why you got to give me a chance to buy something first.
Thing is, TVs with Dolby Atmos built in, always
guys.
like, I don't trust speakers on TVs at all.
No, you got to get the sound bars. This is like I had to go get the whole Atmos because I can't even go to the theaters now. I drive. There's a theater by me at Regal, but they don't have Dolby Atmos. So I drive instead of 5 minutes to the theater, I drive 25 minutes to the AMC that has Dolby Atmos, like Cinema 4D. Because I'm like, no, I'm an audio quality whore now because those, like, you just understand the quality. Anyone who hasn't heard Dolby Atmos doesn't know until you experience it.
No, for me being a home theater supervisor at Best Buy back in the day, and then after that being a expert when it came to their Magnolia type shit, it's like I became huge audiophile after that. So I was just like,
that's when I started. When I was Geek Squad at Best Buy, and I was always hanging out in the home audio, and I'm just sitting there. I'm like, man, yo, get this sound bar with this. I'm like, all right, and use my work discount. And it's like I can't not have speaker. I can't do built-in audio. Like I even have a mini Sony sound bar in the bedroom on the TV because I was like, nope, I need that quality.
My biggest complaint is when I got those people that would listen to a surround sound setup and going like, well, I don't hear the rear speakers. Like, well, they're there based off of how the scene projects. And they're like, no, I want surround sound. So when you set it to the mode that it plays everything from the rear speakers and all that stuff, they're like, this is what I want. I'm like, you don't like audio. This is not, it's like, but it's surround. It's not actual surround sound. Surround sound is watching Godzilla -1, and you hear the footsteps coming behind you, and then you're like, oh shit, he's coming, and then you hear it in front of you, and then you see him on screen, and you're like, that's it. That's surround sound. That's how it's supposed to go. You feel the you feel the travel.
I may have to update. I may have to upgrade my TV because the Samsung Neo QLED 4K 75 inches on sale, and I have the smaller version of that one, and I was like, I kind of need that QLED because the Neo QLED's a nice TV. I'm enjoying it, and that's our television audio tech section of the stream where we talk about.
Great, and with that, we have nearly reached the 3-hour mark, but it doesn't matter because we've talked pretty much everything that needs to get talked, and we got Marvel Rivals to play.
Oh, could we talk about how tiny this is compared to the freaking God King? Like I put in my video that hasn't gone live yet. You were just it down. I was
like an hour and a half ago.
The articulation is great on it.
Oh, okay.
But like in the video, because I haven't put it live yet, because I filmed so many videos before I flew back home really quick, which was expensive. And I was sitting there and I was like, why does this mini plow look so small? It's smaller than the Danoni Taijin mini plow, which is weird. And then I was like, I wonder where and I brought the God King Oja down, and I was like, and halfway through the video, I'm like, I shouldn't compare these because no one's gonna want to buy this.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's like looking at the DXs. Well, the Danoni Taijin is huge as fuck. King Oja is about the same size as the Boom Killer Robo that I have. It's just a tad bit taller, but that's about it.
I even caved in. I bought the clear color freaking Boonboomger freaking mini plow because my guy in Japan's just like, he's like, oh no, they didn't sell well, and I was like, all right, I'll buy one off you, whatever. Like,
saving the franchise, Mark, that guy.
This is the first time I bought everything Super Sentai related for a show. First time ever. I have the DX Changer. I have all the cars. I have all the mini plows, all the Udos, all the candy toys. I was like, I've never 100%, except for DX Robos, I have not 100%ed a Sentai show before while it's airing.
I think what you need is one of those make a makeshift commercial of like all the actors talking about we might be the last Sentai season, along with the DX toy sales, and just like in the arms of an angel, and it's just you, just like all right, I'll buy it, I'll
That's
save
all right.
them, I'll
Let's
save the franchise.
franchise. I got this. I mean, hell, I think I bought the most gotchard Kemi cards out of anybody. Like, I have a
Definitely
complete
more
set.
than me.
I have every card. I have every card in a freaking. I thought I had enough because I bought the binder, but when the binder was full, and I'm like, crap. Now there's the EX sets. I'm like, I had to buy a second card binder. And,
And then you got that Daybreak one coming in, so
I might cancel it. I might, because like I'm not feeling it. I'm really not, because I was like, well, it's side cards. I don't count. I can be like, I can find a way to like convince myself.
you were hyped about those like 4 months ago.
And then I finished the show. I binged it, and I was just like, this is.
And then you
like,
watched the film.
I haven't watched. Oh, no,
Okay,
I haven't watched the graduation.
Oh yeah, well that's not out
I did
yet.
the Daybreak because I watched Daybreak though.
I'll terribly watch that on stream the one and only time, and that's it.
Opinions on the new Super Sentai Turner. If you want to rewind, we went in on the new season for like a good 45 minutes.
Yes, we went through a lot of scans, a lot of images,
and talked about toys coming out and quarter one say when they were releasing.
All of them are there.
Yeah. I need to cut back on toys though. Like, I don't think you understand.
Yes.
Because I was in Connecticut when the CSMs got delivered. And my wife's like, what's these? I'm like, nothing. She's like, there's 3 of them. I'm like, yeah. She's like, you needed 3 belts? She's like, aren't the CSMs like the big fancy ones? And I'm like, no. She's like, the boxes look nice. I'm like, yeah, they do.
Yeah, they're from mid shows.
Yeah. I was like, no, they're just there. And we're getting more re-releases we didn't talk about on stream because of the Heisei anniversary. So we got the Clear Color Drive that's going to be out tomorrow in Japan, I believe. Then we have Fies.
The one
we're now getting a re-release of Mach. The Mach driver is getting re-released with better, and all the shift cars that were not released singular are getting re-released. There's a rumor, basically almost everything Heisei is getting re-released this year. And there might be more clear color ones. They haven't announced yet. We might get one clear color every like couple months. And I'm like, son of a bitch. I'm getting the Fies one for sure.
Yeah, I need to get on that.
My friend's leaving for Japan on Monday, and he's like, is there anything you want me to get for you while I'm in Japan? I'm like, well, I got a guy in Japan, but while you're there, if you're going to go to the Kamen Rider store, you want to get me the dress? And I sent him the photo of it. He's like, oh, I'm getting that from me. I'm like, get a second one for me. I will cover the cost of mine and yours. You just ship it to me. I was like, get me one. I don't care. Fight a small child. You're 6'3". You can do it.
Do it. All right. On that note, yes, we have just about reached it. And by the time we have like our leaves and all that stuff and jump on Marvel Rivals, then yes, it would be 3 hours.
If I don't get distracted, because I've been playing Path of Exile too. I brought my PS5 with me. I put 115 hours in that game. There's nothing to do in Connecticut. Well, Connecticut, nothing to do where I live. So I was like, bring the PS5, playing Path of Exile 2 the whole time.
Well, do what you got to do. Anyway, all right. Mark, what you got going on?
Nothing really. I just been putting all my candy toy videos up because I recorded like 5 reviews. I just put I don't even know which one I put up today. I think I did the clear color for Boonboomger. I still got the champion carrier review that's going to go up next week. I put up the X-Aid one, which I was shocked people actually watched it because it's X-Aid and it's been a long time since that came out. But the toys just released.
But Christmas was
yeah. And then I'm just trying to finish up my Boonboomger toy videos, but I already have them all recorded. I just got to edit 2 more, and that's really it. Nothing really new for like. I think I have to do. Was there a Gavu episode this past weekend?
No.
Okay, good. So I'm only one episode behind that.
Yeah.
All right, because I didn't review. Oh no, I did review that episode. Okay, yeah, so I'm caught up on freaking Gavu then, because I don't know.
I'm one episode behind, and then after this one too. But it's like whatever, because I'm working on Toku Awards. That's taking forever. I will be filming the majority of everything. I got to be in.
You had a lot of categories and a lot of options this year, because I wrote it and I was going through and I was like, damn.
This is the most amount of awards that I've put in there.
Like, holy, I was like, that is a lot.
I think I got to go through 7, 8 costume changes for filming this. So it's going to be a chore and a half just to record. The scripting is 98% done because it's literally just the tail end, the last 2 awards.
Yeah.
And that's about it on there. For those that know, I did manage to get that old Windows Maze screensaver with custom images on there for a specific bit. If you know, you know. But yes, I did get that. And now, sadly, anytime I stay idle from my computer for too long, that screensaver pops up. So that's a thing.
Yeah. Jeez.
That's gonna be a fun one. But yeah, that's it. Hopefully, I get the video out by Sunday. It'll be one of those instant releases. If once I do get it done, and depending on the runtime, if it does come out on Sunday, then it might end directly before superhero time starts on the Sunday stream. But we'll see, because I'll spend most of my day tomorrow filming and then starting to edit, and then spend most of my Sunday editing. So we'll get to it once we get to it. But if not, then it'll be a Monday release. But that is a hefty video. So
that's gonna be a lot.
Yes. 33 awards.
Keep
oh my god.
Have all your footage on one hard drive.
Yes. No. I've done that. I've done that. The thing is, the reason why it's taking so long is because before I would put all the effects, all the footage, and every single bit on one single timeline video.
Yeah.
This time I decided to go ahead of things.
Render pieces and
yes. And then at the very end, do the one with me and all the other personas and stuff like that, and then superimpose those on there, so it's not so many layers of rendering on one final video.
That's actually a good idea. That's smart thinking.
All right, so that's it. We'll catch y'all next week. Until then, it's just your usual. Bye.
Bye.
よっ日本一